Hello. All right, this is a good sign to get started with. I loaded into the first airport. This is PAHN, Papa Alpha Hotel November, and I already have icing. So this is gonna be great. Hey, Mick Jagger, what's up? Hjort in Texas, what's up? Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas Eve. Hey, Mike, what's up? All right, I'm on USA West. So it doesn't matter if you're on Xbox or PC, you can just choose multiplayer West. So here in the top right, pick your name and go to West USA. And I'm on live weather, live time. So this is all live weather and time right now. I didn't kill the weather now. Yeah, this is all live weather. Thankfully, it doesn't look like we're getting like low level clouds like we're getting everywhere else in the world with Microsoft Flight Sim right now. You know, there's that kind of those weather bugs happening where the clouds are way lower than they should be. But it looks like it looks good in this area. These areas are listed as VFR, and it pretty much looks VFR. Maybe not right there, those pockets in that direction, but anyway, this area is pretty good. So I'll put the airport in the chat. Papa Alpha Hotel November, PAHN, PAHN. I thought it'd be fun today just to do some Alaska flying. Nothing too pre-planned. I hope this route works out okay. I mostly want to fly the Kodiak around some pretty areas, and the Kodiak's great for this. If you don't have the Kodiak yet, I know it's brand new and it's on PC only. You could use the Grand Caravan, would be a good option because it's got de-icing, a de-icing system in it, which we're going to need today. So I'd definitely use the Grand Caravan. Look, it's just accumulating. Oh, my call sign is not on my normal one, actually. I'm going to reload in with a new call sign. It's usually 21 Kilo India Papa. I switched it yesterday. Last night I did the I-1 rating on Pilot Edge, and I just switched it to a random call sign, a random tail number instead. So I'll just change that back to my normal one. There we go. Yeah, so if you want to join up, all you have to do is go to the top right where your name is in the top of the sim and make sure you choose West USA, so we're on the same multiplayer server. And then up here in flight conditions, oh, whoops, I had it off. No wonder I didn't see it on. Good thing I reloaded. Turn this multiplayer part right here to all players. I generally run all players, which means regardless of someone's time of day setting and regardless of their weather settings, you'll see them in the sim. So it maximizes how many other players you see. And then here under air traffic, I like picking live traffic. It's up to you. Sometimes I'll turn that off completely. But live traffic is based on real world flights, commercial flights. So it'll pull data from like FlightAware and show real live. They're not completely live, but you know, if your friend was flying, you could find their flight, their real world flight in the sim and follow along, you know, fly along with it or something. Anyway, live traffic is really cool. So you'll get real call signs and real routes that actual commercial planes are flying in real world. And then weather and time. I just have mine on live right now, but you can always change it once you're in the sim. So long as you don't have live players chosen up here, then it locks you out. So anyway, do all players and then choose whatever you want here. And then I'm going to do live weather. And then we're at Haines. This is PAHN in Haines, Alaska. And we're going to start there and we're going to fly down the coast here. I tried to find some good pre-done routes, but are we getting spammers here? Getting spammers in chat. We're just going to fly down the coast here with all of our anti-icing turned on. And over in this area, right around here, we're going to cut in through the mountains. And there's a few really small airports in this area we're going to try to get to at the end. So it'll take us probably an hour to get down the coast here and come inland. And people can join along the way. I wanted to pick a route that had enough airports along the way so people can join in the middle or, you know, pop out and just join at the end. Some of the more remote areas don't have enough airports, so it's kind of hard for that to work out. So anyway, I put it in the description of the video, all the airports we're going to go to, but I'm just going to call out, like, we'll do a full stop at some of them, and some of them we'll just fly right over, but we'll just kind of play it by ear and just fly down the coast here. And there should be some awesome glaciers in this area here that we can go by, and it gets pretty mountainous in here. Like, I think the peaks are around 7,000 feet or so. So it should be cool. Very casual. I just wanted to do a stream because I haven't made a video in about a week and I haven't done a stream in even longer. So I figured I'd just pop on and fly with a few of you guys if you want to fly along. And yeah, just say hi. I got the cheesy music going. Flying into Bob Ross paintings. Oh, and I installed the... You guys probably know I usually use the PAJN... Was it PAJN Habasi trees mod that developer makes? But I'm actually using the Rex one to just try it out. And it also looks really good. I mean, they both look amazing. The Rex one, I think what's cool about it is it'll auto update itself based on your location and the time of year. But they both look amazing. I was a little wary of trying the Rex. This one's called Accu Season, and I have all the mods linked in the video description. But whoa, there's that Microsoft Flight Sim weather change bug. This is more like it. Oh, maybe I didn't. So I didn't have live weather on then, right? Because it was all grassy looking before I loaded in. So, all right, this is more like it. Let me turn on multiplayer nameplate so I can see you guys. There we go. All right, I see Dingo. Vice Prez. There's a bunch of you guys here already. Warned. And anything with anti-icing would be good because, yeah, this is gonna... could be potentially disastrous. All right, I'm gonna get this thing started. So the Kodiak, I've just been flying this for a few days. Hey, Paul, what's up? Yeah, Mick Bob Ross paintings for sure. I hope it looks good. You can see some of the trees. One of the things on the Rex trees that's cool is you can tell it to make the trees slightly different heights, so it looks a little more natural. I don't know, I dig it. They're both great tree mods, though. Hey, Paul, did anyone catch the update on the Kodiak? Yeah, I'm running it right now. So I just updated about an hour ago and did a takeoff. It's definitely improved. The release notes said that they reduced the... and I'm just reading them right now. Reduced excessive prop wash and P factor. It causes the plane to lose control at aft CG takeoffs. So which is pretty much anytime you're loading... Anytime you're putting any load onto this thing, and if you guys haven't seen the Kodiak, what's really cool about it is when you go into the fuel and the balances and you set up, with the exception of the Copilot, I think you can do this live. The Copilot won't show up if I add weight, but if I add weight here, Oh no, I picked the wrong one. Let me pick another livery. Sorry to reload again. One of the liveries doesn't work exactly right when you put the load in. All the rest of them do. So the Kodiak has like all these configurations. So you get the Kodiak 100 and then the Kodiak, the variation with the cargo pod attached to it. I know a lot of people don't like the cargo pod look. And then, so there's those two, and then there's two more with Tundra tires. So it's like larger tires if you're doing more bush flying stuff, more rough terrain. So here, anyway, in the liveries, there's just a ton of configurations. There's really so many because the interior changes for each one. So for each one of these, you can see it says like Skydive, Tundra interior, Summit interior. Summit's like an executive layout. I think that's the one I was just using, where some of the seats are backwards. Cargo interior, obviously just for cargo. Mixed interior, which is cargo and seats for passengers. Skydive interior, you can actually open the back doors up. I think this one has like a like a garage door looking door that opens up. Like if you've ever been skydiving or seen a video, it's basically a big. They just lift it up like a little garage door. It rolls up into the back of the plane and just the whole thing opens. So that's there as well. So anyway, I'm gonna pick one of the mixed interiors for now, and just I can show you guys what it looks like if you're curious about the Kodiak. All right, so let's load in again. I'm just gonna double check all players is on. Sorry you guys have to wait for me to get going, but thanks for being patient. Hey, Del, yeah, you can join in. Just hop on USA West multiplayer server. Make sure you have all players turned on, like I just showed, and then everyone should show up. All right, I'm back in. All right, so now I can show you guys the cargo stuff. Yeah, so this is the first plane that I know of that's done this, which is why it's kind of exciting. Outside of setting the co-pilot, all these other ones I think work. So if I set row 1 left, it'll put a passenger in the seat. So you can go down and add passengers. And then once you get to the row 3 in this one, this is where it's a cargo row. So now there's boxes back here. And even more boxes. Let me move to the back. Excuse me, awkwardly close to all these people. So then you can see how it actually loads up the cargo spots here as you load things in, which is, I think, a first. I don't know if I've seen another plane do this. So I'm gonna remove a couple of these so we can see the door. So it actually shows it. And one of the big issues with the original version is, it was, as soon as you're adding passengers or cargo, it's getting more aft heavy. So the center of gravity is moving back towards the rear of the plane. So unless you didn't add any cargo, like the effect that had on the takeoff was pretty intense. It was like, I know my first takeoff, I just nosedived right into the ground after I lifted off, like just flipped to the left. And that was a common thing people were experiencing. So they made some changes. And yeah, the big change they made in the Kodiak update that came out this morning is reducing the P factor when you have an aft center of gravity, which is going to be pretty much every time, because as soon as you add anything behind the first 2 seats, it's becoming more aft heavy. So yeah, so it looks like they fixed that, and I installed the update this morning. I got it through SimWorks Studios directly from their site, but if you got it from another developer, like or another marketplace like Orbex or Just Flight or one of those other ones that has it, I'm not sure if the update is out there yet. Anyway, back here, they have like the fully functional doors. So this is not in the skydiving config. So here you can see it's got the double door, which is cool. So you can open that up. And then back up here, you can open the passenger, the left and right seat in the front as well. You can pop these open like this. And this one opens too. So it's pretty cool. Most third-party planes do stuff like this. So This isn't too much of a surprise. You can open the doors, but it's still cool to see it. Pretty much all of the third-party planes let you open things. Oh yeah, there's even a cup holder right here. You can open the cup holder. I don't think you can put anything in it, unfortunately. I would put a coffee in it for now and maybe a beer in it later. Not while flying, of course. Obviously. All right, let's lock these. Yeah, this is pretty fun. I mean, I've flown the 208 a lot. I really love the Grand Caravan. So this is kind of it's a little more advanced version of that. I feel like, you know, where it's given the attention that a third-party developer gives to these planes and trying to make them a little more realistic. You know, I think part of the things with taking off is that it's been way easy in the stock Asobo planes, maybe easier than it should have been. Maybe this is modeled much more realistically, or it seems to be the case. So it's a bunch more, just a lot more challenging to fly. Oh, Just Flight hasn't updated yet. Got it. You're about to get, you're gonna get your pitchfork for the reload times, Mick. My windows won't defrost. Yeah, so for this, since we're flying in Alaska and it's extremely cold here, obviously, you definitely need to pick a plane that has a de-icing system. So the Kodiak has one with a windshield de-ice option. Pick the 208 Grand Caravan as a good similar turboprop to the Kodiak. That also has a de-icing system. So you'll just need to turn that on right away. And yeah, Delt, I will show that turning off the circuit breaker. I saw that on Reddit. So up here, there's a standby instrument. The standby attitude indicator that's here is pretty complex and it eats up your performance. It'll drop your frames per second in game by like 10, not even exaggerating. So there is a way to turn that off. Luckily, most of these circuit breakers down here are active, which is also a cool thing. You can turn this number 3 circuit breaker at the very bottom off, standby attitude indicator. You can turn this off and that'll turn that off and give you your frames back. So it's really nice. Oh, you got the TBM. Awesome. Yeah, put all the anti-ice on. All right, so I'm going to get this thing started. And for you guys just joining in, we are at Haines Airport in Alaska. The code is PAHN, so Papa Alpha Hotel November. And if you look in the video description, I put all the airports we're going to fly through. We're just going to fly down the coast to the south, keep it kind of chill. At some point, we're going to fly to the east, try to cut in through the mountains. We're going to have to gain a bunch of altitude to get over them, around 8,500 feet or so to get over them. So yeah, this is, I haven't flown this route before, so it's a little risky, I guess. So I hope I don't fly us into disaster. See how it goes. All right, I'm going to get this started. Open up the fuel. Turn the emergency shutoff off. And put all my controls here on my Bravo to 0. All right, and now we just turn on the master and the avionics bus and our beacon. I already have my ice and my pitot heat turned on because we're going to need it. Now we turn the music off for now so we can hear the fan start up. All right, so start up, we just use these 3 switches. So I'll go aux fuel pump on, ignition on, and starter to low. Okay, and you can see the NG and the oil pressure coming up. So you can just pull up our mixture into low idle. So that'll give it the fuel it needs to start up. And then all you have to do is watch for the ITT to peak, and then you turn the starter off. So it'll get up to 4, usually 4 something. Maybe it's too cold for that. -6 out right now. All right, now it's going down, so we turn that off. All these back to their normal positions. Then we can turn on the generator. So we got our power right there from the generator. Our amps are shown. Then we can turn on the alternator. That's shown. Aux bus, which controls our climate control. So on this, there's a little climate control panel over here. You can actually turn this on and hear it turn on. Let's turn it on auto, warm this thing up. Shows the cabin temperature and you can set the temperature. Kind of neat. And then the fan speed. I have it on auto though. Something like that. Let's put on auto. I actually don't know if these defrost, I think this is circulate air. I don't know if this defroster actually works or not. I haven't been in icing conditions with this thing yet. But there is also another defroster down here for the windshield, or sorry, windshield anti-ice right here I can turn on. And then finally, so if you see my, let me bring up my frames per second real quick. This is the Shift Z stats plugin. So my frames are at 28 right now. 27, 28 you can see in the corner. So if we go down here and turn off number 3, look at that. The frames are already up to 43. So it's like a 10 plus frame increase. All right, let's get the Garmin on. So just hit that soft key so it goes out of reversionary mode. And then the elevation here is 15 feet. So we're just going to set our barometer based on that, our altimeter. Or if you're on PC, you can hit B, hit the Bravo key to turn that. You can hit B to auto set the altimeter. So we want to go to change it so we're about 15 feet in altitude. SimHanger has a great video on binding the Bravo. Oh, I saw someone post that yesterday, I think, in Discord, but I haven't watched it yet. I should go through that because I don't have the feather working. Thankfully, I do have the reverse. Reverse throttle does work. Oops, I should bring the prop forward. There we go. And then on the Kodiak, you take off with flaps 20, so I'm going to do that. And also, you need to roll the pitch trim forward like 30% or more, mattering how much weight you have in the back. So I could, we'll see how this goes. It's definitely difficult to take off in this thing. I know they've improved it, so we'll see how it goes. This could be embarrassing. Shape of the water on the map reminds you of the Red Sea. Yeah, this area is pretty awesome. Oh yeah, you got like this fork up here too. We're gonna go to the south though. So if you want to program the first airport we're gonna go to, we're just gonna go to Juneau. So it's PAJN. So we're gonna go there first. So I'm just gonna hit direct to on mine and then type in Juneau, which is PAJN. And then hit enter, or sorry, I gotta turn keyboard mode off and then hit enter twice. Just to activate a direct waypoint down there. So we're just going to fly. We're going to take off and fly along the water here to the south to start. And then we'll just land here at Juneau. And distance, we have 61 miles. So that won't take too long in turboprops, these faster planes we're in. And the icing is not coming off just yet. Got everything on right. Pitot heat is on. Surface and prop is on max. Windshield is on. So I'll turn the backup pump on. All right, nav on. I'm just going to turn my landing lights and strobes on. And then we can figure out which runway we're taking off from here. Oh, and there's automated weather. Awesome. Oh, I have it off. Hold on one second. So much setup. I was doing Pilot Edge yesterday for the first time in like a year. So I made sure to turn off ATC and all that. So my settings are all different. Wind 011 at 24. Visibility 10. Altimeter 3011. Oh, that was weird. Temperature -6 C dew point. 10 C altimeter 3011. That was weird. I set it so we were at an elevation of about 15 feet. So I guess our altimeter is 3011 right now if you're on live weather. 24 knot wind. Few clouds at 5,900 feet. Temperature -6 C dew point. 10 C altimeter 3011. All right, what did it say? Winds at 011 at 24 knots. So it looks like we'll take off runway 8 instead of 26. That should be 26 over there. So runway 8 looks like our best bet here for the wind. The waypoint we're at right now. We're at PAHN. And then we're going to go to Juneau first. And we're going to stop at several airports today. So the next, 2 hours or so we'll be flying. So if you ever get lost or anything, you can just go to the next airport and wait there. All right, looks like we're going to want to take off runway 8. There's a bunch of you dudes here. All right. So let me see who's here again. It's a ton of us. There's like at least 1 million of us, if I can count correctly. Oh, and I have I'll have to see once we're up. It's really hard to read it right now. All right, let's go runway 8. We're gonna go to Juneau. Yeah, it's spelled Juneau, but we're not at Juneau right now. That's where we're going first. We're starting here in Haines. Juneau's our destination, so first you can just type in the airport code, the 2 that I put in the chat right there. The first one is where we're taking off from. All right, I'm a little nervous to take off in the Kodiak. It's been updated, so it's supposed to be a bit more forgiving on takeoff. I did load it up with a few passengers here. Wait, they're gone. Oh, they're there. Should probably put one of them on the other side. Hold on, we're gonna have to move one of you. You're gonna move to the right and transform into a different person as you do it. Okay, the older woman is now... wait, she's still there. Wait, hold on. What? Two on the left. All right, let's put one on the right. You just sit next to your parents. Oh, those are the parents. All right. There we go. All right, so we're going to take off, and then we're going to make... actually, once you take off, we're just going to go straight. So we'll be going to the south, heading towards Juneau along the coast. It's about 60 miles into Juneau. Rudder trim, I did not set, William. And I know that the manual says 30 to 50% right rudder. But honestly, I feel like I have a more difficult time taking off when I do the rudder trim. So I'm going to try it with no rudder trim. But yeah, the procedure says to do a lot of right rudder. I'm going to do it with none and see how it goes. I do have my pitch trim forward about 30-ish%. All right, I'm just gonna zip through everybody here. Yeah, I think that does mean I need quite a bit of right rudder. Yeah, I need a lot of right rudder right now. But as soon as you take off, you have to undo that trim. I'm also way too... See, I already have to start letting that rudder trim go. So now I've already let almost all of that rudder trim out. So that's why I tend to not use it. And all those clicks you hear are me using my pitch trim wheel. I'm trying to keep the pitch around 5 to 7%. Yeah, so I've already let all of that, all of my rudder pressure is out pretty much. I have just a little right rudder pressure right now. I'm going to put my first notch of flaps up because we're at 105 knots. I think the second is, what, 120? So yeah, that's one... I'm not quite sure how to do it. I know that most people set the rudder trim. I feel like for me, it seems like it's more difficult. I think a little right rudder trim is good, but when I put it at like 30 to 50% like they recommend, it's way too much. All right, I just turned on the yaw damper as well. That's something I wasn't doing for a while, is once you get up about, I think it's 300 AGL. I've been doing it more like 400, kind of like your first turn altitude, is to put the yaw damper on. And you can activate it even without having autopilot on. So it's independent of the autopilot. And that really helps. And then once you have the yaw damper on, yeah, and you're getting, you're climbing up and you're getting more towards your cruise, like you can use the rudder trim to fix it then once the yaw damper's on. I'm going to come over towards you guys. I think I can clear this. Yeah, and this is super casual, guys. I know sometimes people are in chat and, I'm actually just learning the Kodiak right now, and I keep the streams super casual and try to have some fun. I think most of the videos I make are a bit more serious. I'm trying to do everything the right way. And, but when I do streams and stuff like this, I just have a good time. I'll probably mess up procedures and stuff like that. Just, I'm focusing on my coffee, focusing on chat. I have so many excuses as to why I'm not a perfect pilot in the sim when I do this. So, it's understandable, I think. Yeah, it's just fun to fly along with you guys and find a cool route. And can't really go wrong with Alaska. I have the mesh for it too that Orbex put out. I think it's like a month ago now. But it really adds to the terrain data. It's basically all new terrain data. All right, so yeah, since we're flying along the water, we can keep it pretty low. And we will go over those mountains a little bit later. We'll fly over to the east and fly over those mountains. There are a couple cool, really small airports over there towards the south that I found. It could be some challenging spots to land at the very end of the flight. So pretty stoked for that. Should be pretty fun. And I haven't flown it before. I didn't do my research, so we're in this together. Good luck, everyone. Hey, Kurt, what's up? All right, so I'm going to check so Juneau is also at sea level, so at the elevation there's only 25 feet, so just you can plan for that. And the current weather at Juneau, it's VFR, and the preferred runway is 08. So once we get closer, we can set up for runway 08. We'll just have a few knots of headwind, about 5 knots of headwind at Juneau. All right, now that we're up, I can see your guys' names. I see Vice Prez, War Doggy. Anti-ice is not working on Xbox. Just keep the throttle all the way in. Oh, what's up, Aviator? I forget the difference in your guys' in-game names and your names in chat and in Discord, but hello. We're getting a flyby here. Oh my god. Wait, what just happened? How did you make that turn, Goggy? War Dog E. War Dog Echo. Got it. All right, I'm going to get down a little bit here. I'm at 4,200 feet, but we're going to be landing at sea level. I'm going to get down a little bit more so we can see more of the, I guess, more of the ice. Mike is Doc 6988. It's kind of an impromptu stream. I just decided last night that I should stream today because we're not going anywhere until tomorrow, so figured might as well get it going. Yeah, that tip about in the Kodiak, that tip about the turning off the standby attitude indicator, the standby instrument here is really, really helpful. Like it really does kill the frames. It would be nice if they made an option to just have it, maybe just remember that it's off by default. Would be really cool. Man, this is very trimmed out. We got a 12 knot tailwind. It's actually pushing us a little to the, what is that, the west? Yeah, a little bit to the west. But I'm just totally trimmed out here. I have the yaw damper on. Shockingly, I do not have autopilot turned on, which is a first for me. But this is all pretty nicely trimmed out. The rudder trim, one thing with a Kodiak is that the rudder trim is something you'll have to bind keys for if you're not used to using it. So once you're in cruise, you'll want to use the rudder trim to keep the whole flight coordinated, keep everything coordinated here. If you've never paid attention to coordinating your turns, you may be used to the little like ball indicator in Steam gauge planes. So your little turn coordinator has a ball in the bottom center of it that lets you know if your turn's coordinated or not. So as you turn right, you apply a little right rudder and you keep the ball centered. And the phrase is just like step on the ball. So whichever way the ball is going, that's what you step on. That's the rudder you push in, left or right. And then in this, though, with the G1000, the turn coordinator or slip indicator is very weird. It's this little tiny, like, trapezoid looking thing under the triangle. This is the turn coordination indicator right here. So I'm going to put in a little bit of left rudder trim to get that to center up and kind of make a full triangle. So it's very small. It's hard to notice unless you're looking for it. But anyway, it's good to bind a couple keys to it. Oh yeah, like Tal is saying, yeah, if you have the alpha yoke, it does have the left-right switch on your right hand. On your left hand, you have the electric pitch trim up and down for your elevator, your pitch trim. On the right, you have a rudder trim left and right. So that's the natural switch to use it for. Those double switches. So what I have though, I'm using the TCA Airbus side stick. And for me, I just put it on there's 12 buttons, 6 on each side of the stick. I just have it set to 2 of the buttons. So while I'm holding the stick with my left hand, I move my right hand down and just hit the button a couple times to put in some rudder trim to keep it coordinated here. And if you are in the Kodiak or new to flying it, the yaw damper right here, you want to turn that on after takeoff. That also helps a ton with keeping the rudder input automatically done. Like yaw damper puts in rudder input automatically to avoid like the Dutch roll, like the swaying left and right motion. But you still do need to use the rudder trim yourself to keep it coordinated. So you work along with the yaw damper to keep everything nice and smooth. And then yeah, you'll turn the yaw damper off when you come in for your final on your landing too, right when you're getting close to touching down. So that gives you full rudder control, and the computer is not changing your rudder inputs for you while you're trying to do the rudder inputs yourself during landing or during takeoff. I don't know if you guys are on live weather, but I'm going to avoid some of these clouds here, turn out towards the middle of the water a little bit. I was a little worried this route wasn't going to be amazing. I looked at a couple of them, but it's definitely paying off. It looks awesome here. I do have the Alaska mesh, yeah, Tal. Yeah, I think that's the only mesh that I've bought. I think there was one released for like in Switzerland. I think there was a mesh, but I did grab the Alaska one to kind of motivate myself to fly here more often. I think between the Alaska mesh and the Kodiak, like that's like 2 reasons to fly in Alaska. Like the Kodiak is so good. And you're basically getting a Grand Caravan that can take off and land in shorter distances. And I know a lot of people are fans of Missionary Bush Pilot on YouTube. I watch his stuff all the time, and it's cool to be in the plane that I've watched him fly for like, a year or 2 on his channel. Oh, New Zealand, that's right. Yeah, Kurt. Switzerland's rubbish. Oh, New Zealand is great. Awesome. Yeah, I'll have to check out the New Zealand one. I'm, as you guys might know, I'm pretty bad about flying outside of the U.S., even including like the continental U.S. Like I don't even fly in Alaska that much. So I always say I need to branch out more. But yeah, buying scenery and buying mesh and stuff like that is such a good way to kind of motivate yourself to fly in new locations. Same with the career mods, right? Like that's why I'm a big fan of the career mods. For me, Sky Park and On Air and all those are so good because it just gets me to go to random airports and, feel like I'm not just picking randomly, but I'm flying the mission. So have kind of a purpose there. Yeah, always fly in California, or is that Canada? I always fly in California because I live in California, but yeah, A lot of people like to stick to their home, their familiar areas, you know? This is one of the smoother flights I've had. I don't know if the weather has been crazy or maybe it's the update. Oscar 6-1. Wait, is that in Northern California? I swear I just flew out of Oscar 60 or either Oscar 61 or 62. Something around there. I think it was right over the mountains, like a little east of the mountains in like Northern California, going up. I don't know exactly where it is. It sounds familiar. All right, so we are halfway to Juneau, east of Sacramento. Yeah, I was just flying around that area recently in the sim. All right, we have 29 miles left to Juneau. So we just follow the coast all the way down to Juneau. Juneau, the airport code there, if you don't have it put in, it's Papa Alpha Juliet November. PAJN. PAJN for our first stop. And we're going to do a full stop there and land. We have a group that flies around the world in prop planes. Oh, nice. Yeah, Mike, I have it programmed in direct on the GPS, but I'm just following the coast down. I'm just sticking along to this east side here and just following it all the way down. And Juneau's at sea level, so we'll want to get down to pattern altitude probably in 10 miles or so. And we're going to look at runway 08 for Juneau. So if you guys are flying with actually, whatever you're flying with, if you know how to use OBS mode, you can use an approach if you want. You can go and load one of the approaches into Juneau if you want to, or if you want to do it kind of a simpler way, you can put in the runway using OBS mode. So it'll basically show you the course that the runway heading is at. So runway 08, its heading is 085. So I'm just looking that up on ForeFlight that I have here. So all I have to do is go down here. You need to have the airport as your current active waypoint. So we do. And what we can do down here is I'm going to hit suspend because it's in suspend mode because it's our last waypoint. And that'll turn it back to OBS. So I can hit the OBS button and then I can just dial in the course for that runway heading. So I can just dial in 085 using the triangular knob over here. So I'll just dial in 085. So you can see 085 right there. So what we've done is override. We put in an override and we chose our own course or track through that waypoint. So now that magenta line represents an extended runway. So all we have to do is we can just use that as our guidance to line up with that runway. So mattering which avionics you're using, you can do it in the G1000, the stock G1000, you can do it in the G1000 NXI. If you're using like the 750, you can do it in that. If you're using the 530, 430, you actually need a mod to get OBS mode, but there is a free mod made by the same guy that makes the 750. Anyway, OBS mode that's what it does. It lets you override and define the course you fly to your active GPS waypoint. So yeah, that's just an easy way to line up with the runway. And you can still use autopilot with it. So if I want to turn on autopilot and put it in nav mode, it'll follow this course, that magenta line, just like it would any other waypoint. All right, so Juneau's our first stop. We're getting pretty close. 19.4 miles. So I'm starting to descend slowly down to, I'm going to descend down to about 1,500 feet. And then we'll be on runway 08. Runway 8 is a good runway for the weather. Have a little bit of a headwind going into 8. And yeah, if you want to use OBS, it's 085 on your OBS for the runway course. I'm just going to zoom my G1000 map in a bit here. Test the ILS. Yeah. Yeah, there are a bunch of approaches in there. Actually, I don't think there is an ILS, is there? I just see an R. I see an RNAV for runway 08. I'm just looking it up right now. So there's an RNAV for 08, but it is an LNAV approach. So that means it's going to give you lateral guidance, kind of like a localizer only approach. So you're going to have to handle the descent yourself. No vertical guidance on that. You should get advisory vertical guidance though, if you're using the NXI. So it'll give you, it doesn't guarantee you're not going to hit terrain basically, but it's just a calculated vertical guidance without the precision of like a true vertical guidance that's provided by the GPS system in WAS. Yeah, the NXI is pretty magical. As you guys know, I pretty much use the NXI all the time, which is why I'm trying to not use an approach on this, but I'm just gonna hand fly this. I think it's a good idea for me to hand fly. Like, I feel like it's good to hand fly a new plane anyway, right? Like the Kodiak is new to me. Just been flying it a couple days, so I'll get a lot more familiar with it by hand flying it. Especially since they did the update this morning. I see O-Jack. I see O-Jack and Evo Trio. Evo Trio? Is that like Evil Trio? Evo Trio? Hey Tal, thanks a lot. I will definitely keep up the NXI videos as more and more updates come out. It's kind of become my thing, I guess, is the NXI. But I still have so many questions every time. Like the working title team, there's somebody in the Hornet. Wait, what? What is going on? I'm so confused about what's happening with the Hornet. I turn on the autopilot for a second to look at the Hornet. Wait, it's floating like a helicopter. I'm so confused. All right, Delt, we'll see you at Juneau then. Hey, Lorenzo, how's it going? Welcome. Hey, Ron. Oh, Indiana. Cool, Ron. Welcome. All right, I got to start descending. I tend to climb way too much. A lot of the time I find myself higher than I should be pretty often, so. All right, I'm 10 miles away from Juneau now, so I'm going to get down to about 1,500 feet to start. Hey, Patches, how's it going? All right, let's turn this music down a little bit for landing. Very important. We're getting not quite an escort from an FA-18, but we're getting some love in my personal space a little bit here. Oh, there we go. Now we're in formation. Dude, I love the Hornet. It's really fun. I do want to make another Hornet video. I'm kind of waiting to see if Asobo updates it, because you can do TACAN navigation in the Hornet. You can already use TACAN, but the thing you can't do is choose your course like you can with a VOR, or, you know, like we're doing with the OBS knob right now. That's something you can't do yet, so I'm hoping that, and we're gonna have to make a left-hand turn here to get to Juneau, guys. I'm hoping that they'll add the course, and I'm gonna have to descend pretty fast too. I'm hoping they add the course knob capability to choose our course, because it becomes much more powerful if you can do that. It'll be much easier to land on airstrips, you know, basically what we're doing with the OBS knob. Is that it right over there? I do not see the airport yet. Oh, it's to my right. All right, looking for runway 08. I can't see the airport yet. We got these low-level fog kind of clouds that are happening, which pretty much happens all the time now in Microsoft Flight Sim, unfortunately. Okay, I see the airport light. Oh, is that over there on the coast? No, that's a mountain. I'm having trouble seeing the airport. A little bit to the left now. Pretty much on course. Okay, there's the runway. Got it. It is a huge runway, and I'm too low, so I'm going to add some power. So going to pitch up quite a bit. I need to get pretty slow. All right, putting those flaps in. Yeah, that's an interesting approach. Yeah, no wonder it's I mean, there's mountains right after it too. There's terrain, so it makes sense this is an LNAV. There's just so many obstacles around here. So if you guys are programming in that LNAV for 08, and I'm turning off. I have a hotkey to turn off my yaw damper, so I just turned that off. Might have to slip a little here. I'm pretty high. But yeah, I think that it makes sense. It's an LNAV. We got just terrain everywhere. So usually when that's the case, there's no vertical guidance into an airport. It's just too much. There's just too many obstacles around for them to, I guess, do an actual approach design that gives you vertical guidance. Okay, out to go to idle. Little bit past the landing markers there, the 1,000-foot markers. We got a super long runway, so we're fine. We're just gonna pull off here for a minute, and then we'll re-taxi back out and take off using the same runway, so people can kind of group up here for a bit. Sim Racing Geek, thanks for the escort. Looks like here's the F-18 right here. All right, I'm gonna vacate the runway. Just gonna chill out, and if anybody's joining and you want to hop on, we just landed at Juneau. This is our first stop, so go on USA West multiplayer server, and then put in if you look in the video description, I put all the airport codes we'll be going to. We're not necessarily gonna stop at every one, but at least you can join along the way. But this one's PAJN, so Juneau, Papa Alpha Juliet November on USA West multiplayer server. Wait, that's not... What's the B78X? I don't have whatever plane that is, so it just shows up as a... Oh, wait, the taxi... Wait, what's going on with my landing lights here? Oh, it looks like they fixed the strobe landing light. Or the pulse one. Okay, I need to figure out my bindings. I know someone said there's a video somebody made about the bindings for the Bravo. I also wonder if they fixed the inlet or not. So the engine inlet, you use, it's basically like an inertial separator, like the TBM and the Caravan have, but you just put it in bypass for takeoff and landing. But I haven't been doing it because I noticed the annunciator up here where it says engine inlet bypass. It doesn't change even if I put it in normal, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Whoa. Hey, Ojak. If I was home, I'd join you. This looks better than my flight than my flight last night in SoCal. Oh, hey, Snakey, what's up? Yeah, the low-level clouds are interesting, I guess. Like, it adds a lot to it, like, in making it a cool approach every time. But at the same time, it's like, you know, just making it kind of... It's just unrealistic. It's weird when there's always clouds on the ground. I see Lewis landing right now in the Kodiak. Nice. I can see, like, the trail behind him. There's like a little bit of kick up. I love that they added that. You can see the particle effects behind it. It's just so cool. Near death experience. Oh yeah, last night. Hey Jacques, how's it going? Oh, nice, the NX Cub. I haven't flown the NX Cub too much yet. Oh, it's got the pulsing landing lights too. That's cool. Who's in the NX Cub? It's so hard to read. I have one of those nameplate mods on, but like if you're in the air, I can see it really easily. Here's M Rose. 4 miles out. Okay, we'll chill here for a minute. And who's over here in the Grand Caravan? I have to keep zooming out so I can see. Is it Reagan? Looks like it's Reagan. All right, let's hop back in. I know it could be pretty loud when I'm on the outside here. Oh, we've been streaming an hour already. Awesome. I think the first half an hour was me just rambling. So let's put in, for you guys that are joining or still catching up, you guys are coming to Juneau. And if you're not going to make it in time and you want to just reload at Juneau, you should do that. And then I'm just going to put a direct to our next airport. We're going to go south. We're going to basically go, I think what I wanted to do was go to the west over to Admiralty Island, which is directly south of us. And the next airport code is PAGN. It's a little bit shorter of a distance than this first leg that we did. So I'm just going to hit direct to and put in PAGN. So we're going to fly south. We're going to be on the west side of Admiralty Island. We could even fly over the middle of it. We'll see how it goes. But just put in PAGN. Oh, it's putting in PAGN for some reason. Wait, what's going on here? Okay, PAGN. I don't want the A. And turn off keyboard mode. Wait, what? I can't put in PAGN. It keeps putting in an A on the end. Why is that? I can't take the N off. Okay, I'm going to try this instead. All right, I think I found a bug. That's really weird. PAGN. Let's go back a letter. Yeah, that's so weird. All right. All right, so I think the only way around this, I think I need to report that bug. So instead of direct to, I'm going to go to the nearest screen. So what I'm going to do is roll the outer FMS knob here to nearest. And then find it in the nearest airport list. Oh, it's not there. Oh, that's so weird. Yeah, it's not in the database. Huh. There's an airport right here in ForeFlight, directly south of us. Right here on the west side of Admiralty Island. It's PAGN is the code, but I guess it's not here. It's called Angoon, ANGOON. Oh, that's a bummer. Wait, I see it in my ForeFlight. That's really weird. PAGN Angoon Airport, Angoon, Alaska, at sea level on the west side of Admiralty Island, right about here. That is weird. All right, I'll have to figure out where to go. Let's see if this one past it is there. There's one PA, might need to, looks like we're gonna have to change here. Is there PAFE? Oh yeah, there's so few airports south of us. This is weird. Okay, here's PAFE. I think we'll have to switch plans. 86 miles though. Let's just skip that. I think we should just stay along the coast. I wanted to add a couple more stops though. I want to go not just along the coast. I wanted to go over the water a bit out here to the west. How about, let's do this one. Let's do PASI, P-A-S-I. So I'm going to do PASI and hit direct, enter. So we can go out. I want to check out the outskirts of these islands, fly down here a little bit, and then make our way back in. So yeah, let's do PASI next, P-A-S-I. Sitka Rocky Gutierrez Airport. And it's got an RNAV LP plus V approach. Let's try that one, PASI. And then if you had OBS mode on, make sure you turn that off over here if you wanted to advance to the next. There we go. There's another bug I found. So OBS mode was active, but it said it wasn't. Yeah, I have Navigraph, but hey Les, I like to use the stock airports just so it's easier for people to follow along if they've never bought Navigraph. All right, I'm going to add something to the screen really quickly in text. Let's see if this works. I haven't done this before. All right, let's do this. If you guys want a Kodiak, type exclamation Kodiak. I'm going to give away a couple Kodiaks out of my own pocket today as a Christmas present to you guys for chilling for so long and being so nice in the comments and all that. I had a really fun year making some videos for you guys, so I'm going to give away a few of these today. It's out of my own pocket. It's not sponsored or anything like that. And all you have to do is type exclamation Kodiak, and then I'll do the dice roll. I'll give one away, and then we'll go to the next airport. Do a couple more airports, give another one away. I'm going to give a third one away, I think, today. You guys have been super supportive, and yeah, so the Kodiak is on PC only right now. So what I'm going to do is just give it away through Orbex because they have a gift program. So I can just buy it, and all I'll need from whoever gets it is just I'll just need your Orbex email address. And if you don't have one, you just sign up for a free account, and then I can just gift it to you, and you'll just get it in your Orbex library. All right, give it a few more minutes here while we're on the ground. I said it, on the ground. Haha. I know it'll be eventually on Xbox, but unfortunately it's not on Xbox yet, so I can't just and I think the only way to gift on Xbox is through like maybe Microsoft points or something like that. All right, cool. I think most people have entered by now. All right, let me remove that. Let me bring up my web browser so you guys can see the dice roll. How do I have this set up with Chrome? And SkyVector will usually pop it up. There we go. All right, giveaways. So this looks like it's working. So all the people here on the left looks like entered into it. So now I can just hit roll it, and it'll just give it to somebody. GamerTube HD. All right, GamerTube, just oh nice, you just entered too. Perfect timing. If you want, just all I need to know is your email address, and I can send it to you. And I'll give a couple more away before the end of the stream. I just need your Orbex account email address. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all year watching the videos, giving me all your feedback and comments. It's been really motivating, so I just want to give back a little bit. YouTube throws some money my way for the videos, so I'll throw it back your guys' ways. If you want GamerTube, you can just, if you want to DM me on Discord, it's Kip pound 1200. If that works for you, you can just send me your email address. Oh, yes, and also your Orbex password. Good point. Good point, Les. All right, and if you guys just joining, let's we're gonna start at Juneau. We're gonna fly south here to PASI, P-A-S-I. I'm just doing this off the cuff. I don't really have a huge plan. I just wanted to stream a bit and say thanks to you guys for a fun 2021. I'm relatively new to flight simming in the community too, and it's been really great. So thanks for being great. Yeah, GamerTube, just hit me up on Discord if you have it. And if not, we can just DM some other way. I'll make sure to get your email. All right, let's get going. So I have it direct to PASI, and we'll just do runway 08 again. I'm going to get my prop back forward, get back into landing config. So flaps 2. Get my landing and strobe lights on just in advance. De-icing is still on. And if you want to join, and you guys, I definitely recommend a plane that has an anti-icing system. So you could do like the 208B, you could do the Grand Caravan, the Kodiak, the TBM. What else would be good? Even like the SR-22, that could keep up with us pretty easily, and that has anti-icing. Custom nameplate is the one by Clompsy. I think so, yeah. I think that's right. It's just called CPPR nameplates. But yeah, I got it on GitHub. All right, we're going to make our way over to runway 08. All right, GamerTube, I got your email address. I'm going to do that right now. I think I can do that in a split second. So you could maybe even load it up and join this flight. Purchase as a gift. Okay, I put in your email. All right, I'm going to taxi over to runway 08. Which is behind me. Where do you redeem it? Your email inbox or via Orbex? So it'll just gift it to you and it'll be in your Orbex account is what it says. For some reason it's timing out when I'm trying to purchase it. How horrible. All right, let me hop on Bravo taxiway here and get over to runway 8. I know I've said that 5 times. I'm trying to multitask here and send the Kodiak as well, so apologies. Can do that while I'm in the air. All right, if you guys are just joining, we're taking off from Juneau. And we're heading to, I need to update this on my flight as well. We're heading south down here to PASI, so PAJN to PASI. All right, sorry. All right, GamerTube, you should have it in a second. The payment I just submitted it. It says the payment's being processed, so you should have it shortly. Hopefully you'll just get an email. All right, thanks everyone for waiting. Sorry about that. Our site was kind of crapping out a little bit. All right, Flapster 2. I'm going to do a little bit of right rudder trim this time. I didn't last time. And I think I like not using it because you have to make so many rudder corrections as soon as you take off. So anyway, I do need to set my pitch trim forward, usually 30+%. I don't have too much weight loaded on, so that should be good. And we don't have the pitch trim indicator or any of the, or sorry, we have the rudder trim indicator in the aileron, but no pitch trim indicator on the MFD yet. So hopefully that gets added, but I will do a little bit of rudder trim. Just going to do it over to like the D, the edge of the D on rudder trim right here. All right, let's roll. High idle. Just go through this Grand Caravan, no problem. And yeah, once you take off, I want to turn to the right and watch out for those mountains there. We're going to head to the south. All right, yeah, that much rudder trim was pretty good. Yeah, a little bit of rudder trim is good. I know the manual says, but I have quite a bit of left rudder in right now instead of right rudder. So I feel like, I don't know, I almost feel like neutral is better. Just gonna reset it to neutral. Yeah, I feel like neutral is better. Turn on the yaw damper and bring my first notch out and start that right turn. It's gonna have to go past these mountains here first. All right, at 120, flaps are up. Can hear every time I pitch trim, it's what it's doing is it's clicking the little electric pitch trim switch right there. You can see it moving every time I use my pitch trim wheel. So it's just like click, 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 click. One thing about the Kodiak that I like is maybe it was a bit too much before this update and they had to pull it back a little, but you really do need to watch the coordinated turns. Like, I feel like in the other planes, like the stock Asobo planes, you don't really need to coordinate your turns at all. Obviously, you're not going to like feel it in the seat if you're not coordinating them. Like I assume you would in real life be able to, you know, you can tell when the turns aren't coordinated. I'm not a real pilot, so I don't know that sensation like some of you guys, but it definitely will throw you around a bit in the sim, in the Kodiak, if you're not coordinated. So that's something that I think is pretty awesome. Where most of the planes seem really forgiving, it's a bit more realistic in the Kodiak. All right, I am putting autopilot on now so I can pay attention to some chat and stuff. And we're going to turn out to the south and go to PASI. I also got to update my ForeFlight. And autopilot is on, but it's not pitching me up for flight level change mode. That's weird. Let's try vertical speed. All right, vertical speed's working. Interesting. Hey Zephyr, is that update official or beta? Yes, it's official. I think it matters where you purchased it from. So I bought the Kodiak directly from SimWorks Studios, from their site. And I did get an email this morning with the new update. I think it's updated on Orbex. Somebody said that Just Flight does not have the update yet. So I think it's, you know, SimWorks Studios will have to, they'll patch it. They release the update on their site and they have to distribute it to all the other marketplaces. So the marketplaces will then have to update theirs. So Orbex, Just Flight, and what is it, Sim Market, I think. They'll all need to update as well. GamerTube, no problem, man. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Yeah, it's super fun to fly on it. Oh, you're planning on getting Sky Park, Kodiak, and DC6. Nice. Well, maybe you can put that towards something else you want to. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out, and feels good to get back a little bit. So, yeah, thanks so much, man. Hope you enjoy it. It's really fun to fly. Been having a good time in it. All right, I'm totally off course. I know you guys are probably on course as I'm rambling here, so I'm going to climb a bit higher and turn onto course. Yeah, the Kodiak is just, I don't know, I'm really excited. I think everybody is really excited about this plane. Just the things they did with the passenger load and the cargo, like showing up. You can see the boxes of cargo in the back. You can see the passengers when you add them. The co-pilot is optional to see. Like there's not always a co-pilot flying with you unless you add them. I think that's really awesome. So yeah, I think that just adds to the excitement, how thorough it is. And, you know, they called it the Kodiak wheels, so I assume they're going to make other variations like skis, floats to Kodiak. I don't know if Kodiaks have floats normally or not, but I assume maybe they do. Bought it on Contrail. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Contrail, but yeah, it's just something that each of them will have to update, I assume is what's happening. Is there a mod to show people inside the plane? This is all built into the Kodiak. I haven't used any mods that show people, but as you add to the fuel and balances menu here, as you add things in, I'm not going to do it while I'm flying, but as you add cargo and people's weights in, it'll pop them in here. So they have like a static passenger co-pilot for, I think they have up to 8 passengers in the back rows. It matters the configuration you fly. There are a bunch of different configurations. Like this is the mixed configuration. So there's, you know, a total of 6 seats and then area for cargo in the back. So it's like half and half. You can choose one that's all cargo. You can choose one that's like it's called Summit. It's like an executive setup. So like they're turned backwards and there's a table, I think. There's also a skydiving configuration where the back door is like more like a skydiving. I don't know the name for it, but it's one of those vertical like roll-up doors that roll up and you can hit that actually when you're flying and like, you know, simulate doing skydiving. And if you use NeoFly, there's actually skydiving missions in that, so that would pair up really nicely. All right, sorry guys, I got a little off course, so I'm gonna catch up to you guys who are probably halfway to the next airport already. And I'm gonna update my flight plan on my 4 flight really quick. This is taking us a bit out of the way. I didn't really want to go this far out of the way, but that means we'll be flying a little bit longer together. Sorry. Yeah, I guess there's just a discrepancy in, yeah, there's just, some of these airports are in 4 flight where I did the planning. I just kind of picked a few of them out going south here. And the one that I chose was not in the Microsoft database. I mean, wherever we fly in Alaska, it's going to look awesome, so not really a risk to changing up the flight plan. I can pull back on my cruise torque a bit. I'm not taking it too seriously. I know that they have all the power setting tables and stuff come with the manual for the Kodiak, so you can set your cruise torque correctly, mattering, you know, your temperature and altitude. And let me get my rudder trim going. So you can see here the rudder trim is out. I should wait until I'm level before I trim it out, but That is something you'll want to do if you fly the Kodiak, is bind your rudder trim left and rudder trim right controls. I also bound the rudder trim reset, which is really nice to just zero it out if you ever want to zero it out. So then, yeah, as you're flying, you'll want the yaw damper on after you take off. You can turn that on independently, the autopilot. And then you'll just want to keep this little slip turn indicator right here, this little tiny trapezoid under the triangle, this little symbol here. You want to keep that centered. So you'll just trim to the direction that it's in. So if it's left, you want to use left trim. If it's to the right, use right trim. Just like stepping on the ball on like a traditional steam gauge turn coordinator. Yeah, it wasn't in ForeFlight, yeah, or Microsoft. I don't know. Maybe it's a newer airport or something. I have no idea. That was a fail. And after this, after we land at PASI, this is called the Sitka Rocky Gutierrez Airport. After we land here, we're gonna go back east towards towards the mountains, and we can fly through them. And there are a couple smaller airports there. Once we cross over the mountains, it look like they could be pretty challenging to land at. So I think that'll be fun. Wait, Witty Bunny. Wait. Oh, is that the is flying the why don't I know what the C-25C is? Wait, I thought the C-25C is the CJ4. Why does it look like a 787 or something? All right, GPS. I'm just gonna autopilot for a minute on this one. Oh, Ricardo, you're on my right. Dude, the Orbex looks awesome. Yeah, it is CJ4, right? It does not look like a CJ4. It's the engines are on the wings. Do you have multiple airports like that? Couldn't add the last one. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a bummer. I guess I need to avoid using ForeFlight to plan if so many of them aren't in the database. That's a bummer. There is another one south of one that I put in at the end of the flight plan, so we can go that direction and just find one that's nearby using the Microsoft Flight Sim database here. We could, yeah, we'll just have to find one that's over there. Yeah, they were down in this area in the lower right, so I'll have to see what's available. Anyway, whatever. We're just playing it by ear, just flying around together, and we'll just choose airports as they make sense too. All right, so let's set up for this one. Let me check the weather really quickly. Runway 29er is going to be our best bet here. And it's down at 27 feet, so I'm going to start descending. So I got really high up because I went over the mountains. Runway 11. Supposedly, real world says runway 29er is best right now. 9 to 14 knot headwind on 29. So we'll want to go to the south of the airport and then right turn for runway 29. And if you want to use OBS mode to dial it in, runway 29 is at a 296 heading. 296 for runway 9. So I'm going to put that into my heading bug. Probably put it in OBS mode in a little bit. 296. Hey Petrus, how's it going? Need to get the beats going. It's not a stream if there aren't good beats, right? Oh, a bit of turbulence near the mountains. That makes sense. Yeah, I think it was it the last sim update where they kind of improved the up and down drafts you get when you're flying around terrain. It's like a lot more noticeable now than it used to be, which is really cool. And there are, let's see, there's a mountain range that are directly east. We might actually be, let's see, we either need to go around to the south or kind coming from the north. Let's see, what's the traffic? It's probably left traffic. And as far as procedures go, there is an RNAV for runway 11, but the wind favors 29er. Kodiak works with the latest NXI. Yes, it does. Yep, they worked with the working title team when they were developing it to make sure that it was working. Some of the enunciations here, like the engine inlet, and that one doesn't seem to function correctly. And there's not a aileron, or sorry, there's not a pitch trim, elevator trim indicator over here on the MFD yet. But besides that, I mean, it works well with it. I haven't really had any problems. For some reason, flight level change didn't work when I took off. FLC mode on the autopilot, but besides that, I haven't had any issues. It's just behaved like the normal NXI for me. All right, let's see if there's ATIS available here. There is. It's 1359er, it looks like. Yep, there it is. Let's see if we have that. Hey Syed, what's going on? Welcome back, man.
Visibility 10. Sky condition, few clouds at 2,100 feet, a few clouds at 4,200 feet, a few clouds at 12,500 feet. Temperature, -3 C dew point, 10 C altimeter 3002. Papa Alpha Sierra India automated.
All right, 3002 on the altimeter. Turning right on a straight route. Yeah, so runway 29, if the real world weather is correct, then 29 is favorable. So yeah, I think we need to approach from the north because we got terrain to the east and the southeast of the airport. So it seems like it's best to stay high and then get over to the east side of those mountains that we have right here. And then basically do a left traffic pattern for 29. Hey Lewis, what's up? Oh, the Kodiak is awesome. I'm having a good time with it. I'm using the update right now that just came out this morning. And it's definitely improved, I think. Like my takeoff was not nearly as sketchy as it has been before. Whether it was pilot error or not, it's definitely more forgiving now than it was before the update. So if you bought it through SimWorks Studios directly, then you should have an email, or you can just go into your account. You can just go into your account and re-download it from there. The other marketplaces aren't necessarily updated just yet. I think somebody said that Just Flight is not updated yet. So each of the marketplaces are going to have to be updated with the update, with the new patch for the Kodiak. So yeah, just keep an eye out, mattering where you purchased it. Oh yeah, we definitely have some drafts going on here. As soon as you get over the terrain right here. And yeah, I haven't flown to any of these airports, guys, so we're all just kind of learning. This is very off the cuff. Just an excuse to do a stream and hang out with you guys, so forgive me for the lack of planning. This is the opposite of what you would do actually flying is, just picking airports and just figuring it out as we go. It's obviously not how you would do it in the real world. And if you guys are if you want to use OBS mode, the runway heading for 29er is 296. So I'll go ahead and put that in again for myself here. So I have a direct to, I'm in heading mode, and then I turn on OBS down here and then change the course to 296 using the triangular knob over here on the right. So 296 will give us our runway heading. So then you get a big extended virtual runway kind of guidance here. Virtual extended runway. So yeah, we'll want to be a little more north, I think. I'm going to swing out to the right a little bit because These mountains are about 5,000 feet. So once we get past these, over towards the water again, we're going to want to descend down because the airport's at sea level. Airport is at 27 feet. And current altimeter there is 3002. Keep spinning around the airport. Got your flight controls frozen. Oh no. Good luck. Hey, Soldier Bunny. Oh, the C700. Yeah, I don't have the model for that, so I just see it looked like just the A320 or something. I think was just what it looked like on my screen. Says runway 11 says right traffic, but then there's no info on runway 29. I don't see how it seems like it should be left traffic based on the terrain. I'm just going to treat it as left traffic for 29. I mean, there's mountains directly east of it, so I don't want to. It's a little weird. ForeFlight says the right traffic for runway 11, but it doesn't give traffic info for runway 29. Maybe it's only ever a straight in. RNAV 11 Cluck waypoint. Oh, I see. Circle approach for 29. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, do the circling approach. I'm just going to come in from the north and then make a couple left turns and do like a left traffic pattern for 29 to avoid the terrain. The FAA will ticket me. Yes, left traffic by default. Yep. But it does, I'm just looking it up in ForeFlight, and it does say right traffic for runway 11 specifically. But I don't know. It's weird that it wouldn't just say right traffic for the whole airport. Anyway, I'm sure there is definitely a reason for it. I didn't do the research. Just flying along casually, so not a big deal. The real pilots in the channel are like, oh no, that's not the way to do it. You need to know exactly. Just having fun here. But yeah, I'm a little curious now why it says right traffic for 11 and then it doesn't say anything about 29. I think normally it'll just say the traffic pattern for the entire airport. Yeah, left traffic would for 11, yeah, puts you into the rocks, right? And same with 29, I wouldn't want to be flying on the east side of the airport towards the mountains either. So it would make sense to do left turns for 29 as well to avoid the terrain on the east. So I guess maybe it's right for 11 and left for 29. Yeah, there is terrain to the east. Maybe it's just far enough where it doesn't matter. Or you could do right for both. Seems a little sketchy to do right traffic for 29 though. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. It's PASI. My partner's here watching. She's trying to figure out what it is. She actually flies, so she could decode what's going on here for the newbie here at the keyboard. Yeah, left is normal, right is abnormal and specified. Yeah, in ForeFlight for this airport, it says right traffic for runway 11. But yeah, then it doesn't specify for 29ers, so I guess it would be left traffic for 29. So then I guess it's just, whichever one is active. So in the case that the wind's favorable for 11, you would do right traffic for 11. And then if it's 29er like it is right now, assuming the METAR I'm looking at is accurate in the sim, then we would want 29er because it's like a 13 knot headwind. So then we would do left traffic for 29er. All right, got to keep trimming that rudder. All right, we are 24 miles out still. It feels like we're a lot closer than we are. So once we get over this terrain here, I'm gonna go out this way and start my descent and then go left turns to 29. Has she taken me flying? Yeah, we just went, was that on like the 1st? I think it was like on the 1st of December, I went on a flight with her for her training, with her and her instructor. So I was in the back seat and it was really fun. We had a good time. They did a ILS approach practice and then in a Cirrus, and yeah, I had a good time. I was way less nervous than I was the first time I went. So nerding out on the sim has definitely been helping my nerves, I think, in a real plane. But yeah, it was cool. It was crazy how fast you have to work for instrument flying, like just observing them, doing all the radio calls, getting set up for the approach, getting vectored for the final approach on the ILS they were shooting, and doing all that. And she was, under the hood the whole time, and I actually didn't even realize she had the glasses on, so she couldn't see. But yeah, it was exciting. It was cool, and it was in an SR20. But yeah, it was fun. I was way less nervous, so that was good. And it was cool to, as like a dork that just plays the sim, it was really fun to, look on ForeFlight. That's the reason I have ForeFlight, really, is just so I can be familiar with it when I'm actually flying, like in a plane. And she'll show me stuff in ForeFlight when we're on a commercial flight. It's really, really fun. I mean, I know ForeFlight seems pretty expensive, but then again, Navigraph is $100 a year for Navigraph. ForeFlight, the basic version, is $100 a year as well. The upgrades are really tempting though with ForeFlight, and each one of those upgrades is an additional $100. So you can get up to $300 a year pretty quickly with ForeFlight. But I mean, you can connect it to Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's a lot more robust than Navigraph. But the plus side of Navigraph is you get Jeppesen charts. So Jeppesen charts for $100 a year in moving map software, that's where the value of Navigraph is. It's really good value. But it is great to be able to pull up ForeFlight on a real flight, commercial or otherwise, and you can look up the route your commercial flight's taking on like FlightAware, and she did that the last time we flew, and it was just really cool to watch the moving map on ForeFlight while on a commercial plane and see, what they're doing. Be like, oh, they must have just got a instruction to go direct to this waypoint because of a turn you make, and figure it out. It was really cool. It's really nerdy and really fun. I like it. Go look at what it costs on ForeFlight to add Jeppesen charts. It's per country, right? How much are Jeppesen charts on ForeFlight? 100 to 150, like just for the US? She's saying she thinks it was like 100 to 150 just to add the Jep charts for the US. Yeah, it gets very expensive. That's why Navigraph is such a good value, is you get those Jeppesen charts for the sim use for 100 a year, which is pretty good value. Look at worldwide, 2,500. That makes sense. All right, I got to descend. I'm descending a little late, I think. See if we can see the airport. Probably not with all these low-level Microsoft Flight Sim clouds we got going on. Oh, just the continental US is $199, she says. Yeah, I can imagine the worldwide ones. But I mean, yeah, it makes sense, right? You're not going to fly a real-life plane worldwide. You're going to be in a certain area, so you just buy the one for your region. But yeah, in the sim, since you can fly everywhere, makes a lot of sense to have worldwide. So you're not going to pay for worldwide Jeppesen charts with ForeFlight and pay $2,000 or whatever Les is saying, $2,500. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, SkyVector, ChartFox, SimBrief, they're all great. Yeah, totally. And then what is it? Flight Plan Go, I think, is a free one you can use. The interface is not great. I definitely prefer ForeFlight, but there are options out there. All right, Ricardo found the airport. Awesome. It's a real airport, unlike the one I was originally trying to get us to go to. Yeah, and the terrain around it looks kind of a little crazy here. There's terrain to the northeast and to the southeast, so we're going to have to keep it pretty tight, it looks like, on those left turns for 2.9. Again, if you want to put in OBS mode to simplify it here, put on OBS mode and change your course to 296 using the course knob here, the triangular one. That'll give you a long extended runway line, basically. That'll give you this magenta line represents your course to the runway. 29 or 6 is the course for runway 29. Flight sim getting more expensive than real life. All right, I am 10 miles from the airport. Only use Navigraph, little nav map. Yeah, little nav map seems really powerful. I haven't used it too much. I got a little familiar with it, but yeah, I'm definitely not an expert in it. All right, so I'm gonna go down to 1500, 1520 roughly is our pattern altitude if you're in a turboprop. If you're in something smaller, you just want to be at 1000 or like 1020 MSL. The field elevation is at 27 feet. And if you put in OBS, what's really nice is you basically get this, the broken line right now is basically representing the runway. So we're gonna fly this way and make our 2 left turns for base and final for 2.9. And then, you know, this is our guidance for the runway. All right, 6 miles away. It's just all these low-level clouds are such a challenge because there's just always fog at every airport. There's the runway right there. You know, we just have like basically fog at every single airport with live weather right now, even if there are no clouds reported. So it's just it's a little weird right now. Keeping my rudder trimmed. Landing lights on, taxi lights off, strobes on still. Ice protection is still on. What are we at? -6 degrees. Okay, leaving the anti-ice on. Okay, no flaps are in yet. And technically we would turn the inlet to bypass. I don't actually know if that's functional or not. It doesn't show up on the NXI enunciation when you change it. See, it still says bypass. So I'm not sure if it's just the NXI thing or not. And I have 3002 for my... Need to get in a little bit closer. 3002 is what I got in for my altimeter right now based on the ATIS when I checked it. Frozen butter. All right, there's the airport. Oh, Ojak is on the terrain side. That's going to be fun. Good luck, man. Yeah, so here's that. We have that giant mountain right there, and right to the south here we have more, so... And the runway is 7,200 feet, so you got plenty of distance there. Oh, Jack's going in for the first attempt. Actually, I'm not sure if anybody else has already landed there. Yeah, you could just plop it down in the middle of the runway. It's so long. Oh, he's coming towards us. Okay. Looks like he's changed his mind. He's coming around this side. Yeah, we can do left traffic here. This is a pretty cool it's a pretty cool approach. Not we're just kind of picking these airports at random too, just to get on the way. Put the inlet into bypass. If you fly to icing and landing takeoff, contamination, yeah, birds, right? Bird strikes, takes power away. Yeah, so similar to the inertial separator in the TBM, yeah. All right, I'm using autopilot here, making my left turn. And I'm pushing the rudder pedals to keep it coordinated. All right, I'm gonna turn the autopilot off. All right, I got 2 notches of flaps down. Turn over a little bit more here. Trim the nose up to slow down a bit more. Got Regent here right in front of us. I'll turn a little to the right. Just do a little S turn here to get some space between us, even though we can't hurt each other. All right, Yaw Damper is off. Full flaps coming in. We got a little bit of a crosswind here from the right. It looks like it says 12 knots on the NXI.
500.
So I'm going to keep my eye on the flight path marker, which is that green dot, green crosshairs down there, right down here on the MFD, or the PFD, I mean. To try to keep myself aligned. I'm really bad at crosswinds. As you guys know, I always end up like left usually, so let's see how it goes. Yeah, I feel like the update they made, I am running the Kodiak update. It seems a lot more forgiving. Need some right rudder here. Okay, the Vazzies look good. A little high. Pulling out power. I'm a little fast too. I think I should be down more like 75 at this point. Super long runway though. Yeah, we got a 12 knot crosswind from the right. All right. Little to the right. Not too bad. This is a lucky choice for an airport. I didn't even look at the runway length or anything. We got a lot of room to work with. Kodiak has quite the speed. Yeah, I should have been quite a bit lower for my approach speed, I think. I think I was at like 80 and I should have been down to 70 around that point. I do have to read the manual quite a bit more. I'm not as familiar with all the speeds just yet, but I'm excited to fly the Kodiak. I don't know, I've been playing with it a few days. I was excited for the update this morning to check out, you know, how it's been improved, or I don't know. Well, I'm curious to see what people think, like if they think it's been almost dumbed down a little too much or something, because it was very unforgiving, the first version. Taking off was really challenging. Dude, I love the Grand Caravan still. It's awesome. I think the coolest thing about the Kodiak is, I mean, it's going to be so good for people that do the career modes, you know? It's just such a good career mode kind of plane, like the short takeoff and landing capability, and then how real it'll feel like if you're doing the passenger missions and you load them in, you load the cargo in, like, I don't know, it's much more realistic feeling. It's pretty cool. All right, let's reset for takeoff before I forget. Okay, flaps 2. I pulled the prop back for now while we're just sitting here, so it's not as noisy. Yaw damper is off, right? I turned that off on approach. Hold 25 miles out. Okay, Mike. Yeah. You'll have time to catch up. All right, we're at the 1 hour 55 mark, so I'm gonna give another Kodiak away, as promised. All right, for you guys on, I think I can only do PC right now because it's unfortunately not on Xbox yet. But yeah, if you guys want a Kodiak and you are not GamerTube who got the first one, just type. Sorry, let me reset it. Hold on 1 second. 1 sec. I'm just resetting the mode here. Okay, it reset. Cool. All right, guys. Yeah, so just type exclamation Kodiak, and if all you need is an Orbex account, and I can gift it to your Orbex account. And yeah, I'm just giving a couple away because I love it. It's out of my own pocket, or you know, I'm passing on the YouTube ad revenue that's come in from the channel to buy a few of these today as like a Christmas present and a thank you to you guys for, you know, for supporting the channel and just hanging out and generally being awesome people. It's been a cool year. I'm new to simming, and yeah, I know I said this before. I'll say it every time I give one away. I just want to say thank you. So yeah, thanks for all the support and for hanging out in Discord and all the awesome comments on YouTube. It's been really motivating to get me into keep me into simming and yeah, keeping me super interested in it. So I appreciate it. Hugs. All right, I got 15 of you so far. Yeah, you just need an Orbex account. And yeah, it's on PC only. Sorry to those of you on Xbox. Maybe in the future we can do some Xbox. I can do an Xbox giveaway for another event or something later on. And yeah, you just need to sign up. If you don't have an Orbex account, you'll want to go to Orbex Direct. Let me turn that music down. It's getting kind of crazy. You'll just go to Orbex. It's orbexdirect.com. And then just sign up for an account. All you have to do, if it randomly picks you, is just give me your email address and I can just gift it to you. You'll just get it in your account directly. What's my name? And oh, as a friend in Flight Sim, it's just Kip space OTG, like on the ground. Kip OTG. All right, I'll give it another minute for anyone that wants to enter the Kodiak raffle. Just type exclamation Kodiak if you're not on there. I'll give it another minute and then I'll randomly draw one again. And then we'll move on to our next airport. So I want to go back to the east so we can get to the mountains and fly through. Oh, did I get rid of it? Yeah, okay. So PAPG, let me make sure that's in the... Yeah, Orbex Direct. So here, I'll put a link to Orbex. So here's a link to Orbex. If you don't have an Orbex account, this is for PC only, just because the Kodiak is only on PC. So you just need an Orbex account, and then I can just gift it to you, and it'll just appear right in your account as if you purchased it yourself. All right, I'm going to turn off OBS mode and put in the next one. So we're going to go over to PAPG right over here. PAPG. So I'm just going to do direct to, enter PAPG. Petersburg, James A. Johnson. Hit enter twice. So we got our direct to over there. So we're going to need to go south, or we're going to need to do, we might need to do like a box climb or something to get up and get over this terrain right here to our right. And let me see what those mountains are at over here. Yeah, so the mountains here, it looks like about 3,200 feet or so. And then 5,700 feet. Just looking at the sectional. We'll want to be up to about 6,500 feet to cross over all of them. But I think we can go south and just eyeball it. It'll be fine. All right, Baker, thanks for hanging out. All right, I'm going to do the Kodiak thing now. Let me turn this off. Let's give another one of these two guys. Just, let me just pull up the randomizer. All right, I see 20. It says 20 eligible users typed in Kodiak. All right, let's go back. Sky Vector. Sorry, I got to get my browser up. There we go. Giveaways. I'm using Nightbot. All right, so it shows 20 people eligible. So I just hit roll it. Sky Time. All right, Sky Time. Just give me, you can either DM me if you want. You probably don't want to put your email address in the chat. You can do that if you want to, but, or you can get me on Discord. You can just DM me at Kip pound 1200. And I just want to make sure that, so it starts a count up timer. I just want to make sure you're still here. Don't worry, I'll give another one away at our next airport probably. Every hour I'm gonna do one. I think I'll do at least one or maybe two more. We'll see how it goes. Sky Time, if you're there, please DM me. If I don't hear from you in like by the next airport, I'll have to re-roll it to somebody else so I can complete the giveaway. All right, cool. Let's let me bring up. I mean, we're gonna do the same runway again, so we're just gonna depart from 29er again. We're going to go to the east, and so we'll just go back. Let's see. Do we have to back taxi for this runway? It looks like we have to back taxi. According to the airport diagram, yeah, we take taxiway Bravo right to the runway, and then we go down to the end of 29. All right, parking brake off. I'm just going to turn my landing lights on. Prop is full forward. I have the thing still up. What airport? We are at PASI. Let me put this in. PASI, and we are going to the east here. We're just flying around Alaska to PAPG. So we're starting at PASI right now. We're going to go east over here to Papa Alpha, Papa Golf. And we're doing that so we can get back over to this mountain range. And then there's some ways to get through the terrain, like this mountainous area over here, and there are a couple small airports in this area. I want to try to find some of those. They're probably going to be pretty sketchy, challenging landings, just judging by the terrain. So it should be a fun way to end the stream in the next hour or so. Schwartz, what's up? Oh, you got the X56. That's the first. That's the first stick-in. That's the first HOTAS setup I had too. I liked it, except for. I remember the throttle, gravity wanted to pull the throttle forward all the time on me. So it would like always pull it towards max throttle, even when I had it maxed out, like the resistance. But I still liked it though. I think that there's so many buttons on that thing. It's great for the sim. You just need so many buttons to be able to bind. All right, so we're going to... Oh, is this a little... No, this isn't the taxiway. It almost looks like a little taxiway right here, but it's just the runway. That's a massive mountain range. Yeah, it should be fun to go to the east over there. And then, yeah, I'm going to pull the... Let's pull the rudder to the right a bit more. Rudder trim to the right. We're going to back taxi to runway 29er and then take off that way again just because we had that 12 knot wind. I mean, it was mostly a crosswind, though. So it's not the most favorable winds, but still worked just fine. And Skytime, if you could DM me or email me your Orbex email address, I can send you that Kodiak. All right, I just typed it out to you. X56 was a great thing. Never had the problem you mentioned. Oh yeah, maybe it was just mine then. What's up? Oh, I missed a shout out. I'm told I missed a shout out for PAGN. Wait, do we know Mick Jagger? Oh, I don't know. Wait, who is Mick Jagger? I saw it briefly. I'm sorry, my girlfriend is telling me that I missed a shout out from Mick Jagger to our friend Hagen, which is like something from years ago. I don't. Where did I? She's like motioning. She wants me to scroll back up and look for this message. I don't know where it is. I saw it briefly, but it was like when we were... she's slapping my hand out of the way to scroll up to look for a message. What? Anyway, I gotta fly. Oh, it's Squatch. Oh, of course it's Squatch. What's up, Squat? Of course your YouTube username is Mick Jagger. Oh my god, we got a Qantas. Was that an Airbus right here? Of course, there's always somebody in. It's either a model mismatch or there's always somebody in an Airbus. All right, let's take off, and then we're gonna want to make left turns up here to avoid the mountain to our right. All right, that crosswind is a bit crazy. I did do a little rudder trim that time to the right, but not as much rudder trim as before. So I feel like, I mean, it's gonna matter the winds, but yeah, look at this crosswind. Did it pick up even more? This crosswind is pretty crazy right now. So we're gonna want to make left turns to avoid these mountains here. Oh, I see the message now, Squatch, to say hi to Agan from the OG Twitch community. Will do, dude. All right, I'm gonna turn on the Yaw Damper. We're over 400 feet. We're gonna make our left turn here and then go south a little bit. We just need to keep climbing to get over over these mountains that are here to our east. We're gonna want to get up to at least 3,500 initially. They go up as high as 5,000 at the peaks, but I think those are a little more north, so it looks like we'll be pretty good at about 3,500 feet. Thank you, Kip's partner, for the shout out. Change your username? No, Mick Jagger is great. It fits your personality. It fits your interests. I mean, I'm actually surprised it's Mick Jagger and not like David Lee Roth or something. All right, I'm gonna put the rudder trim back out to neutral now. Should have done it a little bit sooner probably, but yeah, I'm putting in quite a bit of left rudder now. So I'm just gonna put that back to neutral. And yeah, once you're up and you have the yaw damper on, it's very smooth. It's really just the takeoff that's the challenging part. You really have to be ready on the rudder pedals, you know, which is true for anything, but for the sim, most of the planes are really forgiving. So in this case, it's just, it's much more important to be very ready on the rudders. Yeah, what was I think what I read about it is it could take off as short as like 350 feet. Is it really that? I don't think I've taken off in 350 feet with it in the sim, but yeah, it definitely has a much shorter takeoff distance requirement than the Grand Caravan. So yeah, this thing is just is made for career mode, bush flying, missions, like to small airports. Pretty amazing. Those SimWorks Studios guys, they got it. They got it down. This thing is awesome. I also love all the outside of the plane, like in the performance of the plane itself. It's just like everything that's included with it is pretty amazing. With the passenger visualizations, like the cargo, all the different liveries and configurations, like the skydiving one I haven't even tried yet. Yeah, it's really impressive. All right, we are climbing. This peak looks quite a bit higher than 5,600 to me. I have my relative terrain turned on over here on my inset map. So if you hit map and then relative terrain, then you'll be able to see if you're in the danger zone or not. And if it's red, then you're within 100 feet or below the terrain, so you're going to impact it. So yeah, red on the relative terrain map, very, very bad. All right, I got heading mode on. Let's put our altitude bug up to our current altitude here. I'm going to go up to 6,500. All right, we're getting some of those drafts already from the terrain, it looks like. 6,500. All right, there we go. And we're at 65. It's going to hold us there. I'm going to trim out the rudders again. You just have to constantly look at the turn coordinator there at the top. Just keep that going. Oh, thanks, Sim Racing Geek, for the $5. Thanks for all you do for the flight sim community. It's helped me and many others get familiar with many aspects of flying. Keep it up. Will do, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for the $5. I appreciate it. Going for 6,000. Yeah, actually, if we're doing VFR altitudes, what would we do? We would do like 55 or 7,500, I guess, if we want to do appropriate VFR altitudes. I'll climb up to 75. Why not? And then retrim again, especially whenever you're making power changes and pitch changes, like you're going to have to retrim the rudder. Yeah, the first few times I was flying it, I was not using the yaw damper, and that was a huge mistake. I think I just assumed that it wasn't functional, but it is. It was a bad assumption, but yeah, you definitely turn on the yaw damper with or without autopilot. Once you take off, you're ready to start your first turn. So at like 400 AGL, just turn on your yaw damper, and that helps a ton. And then you'll still want to trim it out with rudder trim. But yeah. Mick, I'm headed to Christmas party. Oh, nice, dude. Have fun until next time. Kip and Kip's partner, Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Mick. Squatch. We'll see you around, man. Thanks for dropping by. There it is. Wait, aren't you flying? Wait, I thought this was the CJ4, but for some reason it's showing like the Airbus. Yeah, that's actually a CJ4. Why am I getting an Airbus? I mean, I have a CJ4, obviously. It's like in the sim. It's interesting. I don't know why it's showing up that way with an Alaska livery too. Maybe simple traffic is messing it up. All right, I'm back to using autopilot, back to my roots. What, dreams start with animals? What are we talking about? We're in Alaska. We just took off from PASI, and we're flying to the east here over to Petersburg, which is PAPG. So PASI to PAPG right now. I should edit the video description. I know it's out of date now with the route I originally intended us to go on, with a bunch of airports to hit up. A bunch of those airports don't exist in the Microsoft Flight Sim database. So that was my fault for not double checking all those. Oh, different skin. You had this as well on some of your last flights. Wait, so it's a livery. Yeah, I'm using Aerosoft Simple Traffic Tool. Just because it's really easy to install. I know some people use AIG, but that's weird. So it's changing the livery and the model. Obviously, it's doing it wrong though, because it's supposed to be a CJ4. Passengers on the quote-unquote C-25C are probably floating around the cabin. Whoa. I'm going to slow down a little bit so people can catch up. I actually should set our cruise power. I usually look this stuff up off stream. I'm just, like I said, I'm just going very casual here, but there is a manual that comes with the Kodiak, and it does have the performance tables in there. So if I go down and check, let's see, we are at 7,500 feet, negative 15 Celsius. So I'm just pulling up those cruise performance tables at 2,200 RPM, negative 10 degrees. I have to kind of interpolate. Max cruise speed, total airspeed, looks like about 175 for total airspeed target. So we could be faster than this, but we have that 22 knot crosswind, which is pretty crazy. Crosswind's definitely just bouncing us around a lot here. That TBM is so fast. You find the Caravan's too easy to stress. Oh yeah, do you just get the black screen, Patrick? Too easy to stress and like get a game over if you have the, assuming you have the stress damage turned on. Yeah, flaps are up, everything is forward here. I'm looking at those performance tables again. Yeah, cruise performance, max cruise torque at 2,200 RPMs at, it gives a 5 and a 10,000, so I need to kind of interpolate between the two. Looks like it should be about 1,600. Looks like about 1,600 on the torque. So I'm quite slow then. Hold it back too much. I can just max it out, I guess. I'm sure our pounds per hour is getting rocked here. 414. I should probably be down more towards like the low 300s. Oh, did I say total airspeed? Yeah, true airspeed. Did I say total airspeed? Oh god. I need to drink more of this coffee. I'm sure she would be. She walked out of the room now, so I can say whatever I want and be wrong about everything. What did I say? Total airspeed, and then I looked over here. Ah, yes, total airspeed. Whoops. Yeah, we're up towards 170 now, so I think, what was it, 173? 173, 175. Just that crosswind is just really slowing me down. Yeah, the fuel, 408 pounds per hour is excessive too. I was watching that missionary bush pilot, I think that guy Ryan, I think they aim for 320 under 10,000 feet, or is it at 10,000 feet? One of his target fuel flow numbers was 320 pounds per hour. So yeah, this 400 plus is a bit insane. BE58, was that the Baron? I think that's the Baron. We were talking in Discord last night. Somebody was flying the King Air, and I realized, like, I think the last time I looked at the On Air company, they have a page that shows what the most popular planes in use are for each category. So, like, what's the most popular single engine? What's the most popular twin? And I'm pretty sure the King Air was one of the most popular in On-Air company. Outside of like the 208, the TBM, and like the King Air were all really popular. But I still haven't given much time to flying in the King Air at all. And I know it has the G3X. I've obviously just been focusing on all the NXI stuff, but yeah, the G3X Touch has a mod as well from Working Title. I think it's been a while. They just update it for sim compatibility right now, but I really dig the touchscreens in general for sim use, you know, not having to hunt around for all the different knobs. Having everything right in one screen is really nice. So the G3X Touch and like the 750 mod, these are pretty cool. Oh, the King Air is easy to get on with, really? I am always still intimidated by, I mean, you know, I'm learning slowly, plane by plane, that you know, you just have to learn the basic settings. Like it's all learnable, but it's definitely more intimidating than flying, you know, a smaller plane, flying a non-complex aircraft. So I've stuck away from a lot of those for a while. This is probably one of the more complicated ones I've flown. But then again, you can just leave the prop at 2200 or between 2,000 and 2,200. So it's not, you know, it's actually less work. You know, you're not leaning your mixture. The fuel flow. I think we just leave it in high idle, right, during the flight in the Kodiak, since we're not actually leaning out the mixture in a turboprop. Oh, speaking of fuel, what is my fuel at? I'm at 24% now. Speaking of fuel, I have not checked my fuel. Oh, it's supposed to be a Proline Fusion for the avionics instead of the G3X. Got it. They just kind of threw it in there. I think I saw, maybe it was you, Les, on Discord talking about that a while back. I do remember seeing somebody say that, yeah, that was the reason they weren't flying it, is because the avionics were totally wrong, and that you wouldn't find the G3X in a King Air, so they didn't want to fly it. I've heard that before. But yeah, I haven't flown it even without having that reason to not fly it. I just haven't. But people seem to love it. I mean, I'm sure they love the speed. Found out why my anti-ice was not working. Oh, and high idle. Are you in the 208, Mike? Oh, it was someone else. Yeah, I've heard that before. Hey, Sir Kai, Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too. Play is going chill, no pun intended. We got a Super Hornet Escort here. All is normal in the flight sim multiplayer world. You can change the label of the multiplayer. AC? Are you talking about the nameplates, these guys? There are some mods for it. If you just Google multiplayer like nameplates, MSFS, you can find one. I think there's a couple of them. Mine is I have to look up. I only know what the folder name is. It's CPPR nameplates. And there's a few different colors. It's kind of hard to choose one though, because they'll be hard to see it sometimes and not hard to see it other times, you know, mattering the background, because they're really, you know, it's just the text without a background on it. But it is nice once you're up in the air. There's like blue and red and green and an amber color. So yeah, it's nice when you have it on. It's much less cluttered than the default ones, even if they are a little less legible sometimes. Yeah, CPPR, I think. But it's just in GitHub, and I need to check on the giveaway. I didn't get a message from, what was it, Skyline? So I think I'll have to redo that one. It's a bummer he hasn't replied. Or Sky Time, I mean. Sky Time, are you here? It's been 11 minutes. Calling Sky Time. Are you here? I would like to give you a Kodiak. Redraw, you're out. Halfway through. Yeah, let me check the weather at Petersburg. VFR, like everything around here. Best wind, it says runway 23. Runway 23, right traffic pattern for 23. And on the OBS, it's just 230 straight up. And yeah, I think we could probably do 0.5. It's a 3 watt, it's just a 3 knot wind, but actually it's hard to tell. Let's just quickly look up the in-game weather instead, just see if there is one at PAPG. And I'm going to start my descent anyway, down to 1600. If you're in a turboprop, you want to be at about 1600 for traffic pattern. Airport elevation is 113, so maybe I guess 1700 is good. All right, and let's see if I can find, let me just look up the ATIS frequency. Okay, it's an AWAS 125.8. 125.8, and just see if we get the weather. Because, yeah, the METARs are just so unreliable, like real world versus sim sometimes. And I'm not getting anything. 125.8. 125.8. So what we could do is look for a nearby airport. If you do this, make sure to scroll the FMS knob very slowly to change page groups, because it can crash your sim if you do it too quickly. So if I scroll through the airports here and look down here, so there's an ASOS right there, but that's where we came from. Here's PAWG with an AWAS, so let's use that. Frequency, hit enter and swap it in. So that's closer to our destination. So let's see how the winds are reported here. All right, 332 at 14. So 332, that would be better for runway 5 then, wouldn't it? It's about 70 degrees off versus like 100 degrees off. So I think we should, if that's accurate, then we should do runway 5 instead of runway 23, because it's not matching. So runway 5, so 050. I'm gonna do that. We'll see how it works out. It's hard to know which weather data to trust. And then we've got some mountains here on this. There's some terrain right here to the southwest. But I'll set up for 050 on the OBS knob here. So let's sync it and switch over to heading mode so it doesn't change us. Go OBS for 050. All right, I'm going down to 1,700 feet. So I'm going to turn out to the right just a little bit. Just getting like crosswinds all day here. No idea you shouldn't touch the mixture during flight and turbo props. Yeah, that confused me too. I mean, I started on the simple like pistons, the Cessna, and then eventually I did the Grand Caravan, and it was much more straightforward to fly than I thought it was. You're just choosing low idle or high idle. You just use low idle when you're taxiing and on the ground before takeoff, and during all phases of flight, you just put it to high idle. And then a lot of them too, like the Grand Caravan and the Kodiak, you can run them at max RPMs the whole time with the the pitch up to just full pitch. So at 2200 RPM in the Kodiak and 1900 RPM in the Grand Caravan, you can just keep it forward. So it actually is, you know, you could look into the details of like lowering cabin noise, and I mean, but it's mainly about just choosing the right torque with your throttle more than it is about, you know, you don't have to deal with the mixture setting and leaning it while you're climbing and all that. It's really just setting the torque properly. And then there are different options for your propeller for what you set the prop to. So you could run the Kodiak at 2000 if you want, or you could keep it maxed at 2200 RPMs. I don't like this terrain. All right, this one's a little weird, right? You out of here? Okay. Okay. All right, see you later. Let me see what approaches are available here too. I'm just gonna do a straight in, but I'm just curious what's available. It just says RNAV GPS. Oh, there's some, huh? Visual 05, and then there's, I don't know, this doesn't even have a runway number on it. All right, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it live. Just get over this terrain and then line up on OBS for 050. Shoot the RNAV Bravo approach. RNAV approach is circling only. Oh, for either runway. Got it. I think I'm just going to hand fly it in since I'm so close already. Oh, it's right. It doesn't have a number because you can use it for either runway. Got it. Chop and drop. Yeah, I think I'm headed to do that, it looks like. Whoever is flying this Hornet is doing a great job. Look at this. This has been stuck on my wing the whole time. It's some Blue Angels skills going here. The terrain around here is awesome. I haven't compared the two tree mods yet, but I am using the Rex one right now for the trees. My first impression with it was I think that I like it better than the PAJN trees, but I haven't like put them side by side yet. I think I might be favoring it just because it updates itself automatically based on the week. So like the exact time of year it updates, mattering your location, and you know you can choose like a week by week change in the trees, which is kind of nuts. Are the feds waiting for me to land? Yeah, what kind of cargo do we have in this thing? All right, so it's right, it looks like it's right over here. Don't see it yet. All right, 050 for runway 05, or runway 5. I don't know why I always say 05. All right, end game is going to be the first one there, it looks like. It looks like he's doing the chop and drop right now. All right, he's at 1700. I'm still up at 4,000 right now. And real world altimeter 2990. Yep, good. 2990. All right, 3,600 feet. This is a, yeah, I think we're going to have to go through this valley right here. So we can see that in the topography mode here. Like we're going to have to go through this valley and then kind of just, yeah, shift over to the right there. This is an interesting one. It's kind of fun just picking a random one and just playing it by ear and just flying in without really know what you're getting into is kind of exciting. Obviously not what you would actually do, but kind of fun. Yeah, so it's going to be It's going to be right behind these. It looks like right in this area over here. And the ones to the east of here actually are going to be even trickier. I mean, I just want to have like end with like kind of a crazy one because just to, you know, maybe there'll be some disasters that happen. It's the challenge. I don't know. Sky Time has timed out. Sorry, Sky Time. I don't know where they went. Yeah, they haven't DM'd me or replied at all. It's fine. If they hit me up, I can still hook them up. It's fine. All right, we're at 1700 already. Yeah, it's gonna be just around the corner here. Down lower than I need to be earlier, but I'm a little worried it's just gonna it's gonna be surprising when I suddenly have it in sight. So I want to be down to pattern altitude already. Yeah, we're just gonna go. It's gonna be right in here to our right. All right, trimming the rudder. All right, we're at 500 AGL. Dude, where is this? All right, I'm slowing down. I'm going to put a notch of flaps out too, just so we can get a lot slower. Okay, we are 8.5 miles out. It's like we can go right through this. It's kind of break in between these two like mountains right here. Yeah, 7 knot crosswind from the left. All of the airports here, even despite the, no, the METAR seems right. The METAR, what does it say? It was going to be a crosswind either way. Less of a crosswind, I think, on runway 5 compared to 2-3. This is just kind of intimidating. This spot, it's a little claustrophobic here. Mush Latoll looks like it's going to be the first one in. Yeah, he's descending over there. He's at 1300 going down. Yeah, it's going to be just right over this hill. Getting very slow. I'm at 114 right now, just trying to keep it really slow. All right, there it is. All right. Yep. It is right there. We're just gonna have to really hug the mountains here. All right, under 120, right? I can get a second notch of flaps in. Just want to get it really slow, really early. All right, let's turn the autopilot off. There is a bug. I tested this. Whenever you turn autopilot off, it resets the pitch trim wheel to neutral. So that's been something that's messed me up on final, especially if I'm on an ILS or something, and you've slowed down a lot. It just it can just jerk you around. Like if you turn off autopilot and it just resets pitch trim. So it can kind of mess you up. I'm hoping they fix that bug. All right, Yaw Damper is still on for now. I'm going to keep it on until I straighten out with the runway, which will be at like the last second. This is really cool how tucked away this one is. I like it. This is rad. All right, Yaw Damper is off. I get the rudder trimmed out a little bit. There we go. All those clicks you hear are me doing pitch trim. Every time you hear that, it's like this very loud electric pitch trim button sound that's in the Kodiak. So it's like click, 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 click. All right, I'm just gonna let the nose go up a little so we slow down. Did I try Rex Weather Force? Yeah, I did. I didn't like it because it just felt like a bunch of presets, but given what's going on with the current weather in the sim, I feel like it might not be a bad idea to use that right now as like a patch until they fix the weather, you know, until the beta comes out next year or whatever. All right, I'm giving it a little slip here because I'm pretty high. All right, we got full flaps. Oh, I didn't change the inlet, did I? I left it on bypass the whole flight. Whoops. Well, it should be on bypass now, so it's on bypass. We're doing the chop and drop. I'm at idle, full flaps, just slipping it a little bit. 4 whites on the Vazzy still. This is such a cool spot. I dig it. This is a lucky airport to pick. I mean, I feel like it's just the way Alaska is, right? You can just pick any of these airports
500.
And get just some really awesome, just find some really awesome airfields to land at. This is just really cool. Oh yeah, 2 knot of tailwind. Yeah, so I guess the real world METAR was accurate for this airport. It said 3 knots and it favored the other runway. So yeah, we could have flipped around to the other side. Ideally, we'd be going the other way. I didn't know whether to trust it or not because the weather's been so weird. There we go. And there is a reverse thrust in this. I haven't been doing too many extremely short field stuff, so I haven't really used the reverse too much. The braking power is pretty great. All right, then up here at the left looks like where you can pull off. A little parking area up here. That was a better landing than the first one for sure. Yeah, I really think the update helped a lot. Now I'm a little worried that maybe they made it too forgiving in the Kodiak now. Like maybe it's too easy. You know, whereas before, like maybe they made it very realistic and people are just not ready for it. But I don't know. I have a feeling that their team would not have changed it if they thought it was too easy. Like they still want to keep it realistic, so. But it did seem like, yeah, during takeoff, it was pretty crazy. Who was the F-18? Oh, it was you, Schwartz. Not surprised. Yeah, not surprised. Nice job, man. Yeah, you were just on my wing the entire time. It was great. Here's the CJ4 that is not looking like a CJ4 because of, I guess it's because of Simple Traffic tool that I'm using. It's really funny. It's got the Alaska livery on it. All right, let me check the drone camera. Assume we got a few more people still trying to get over here. Dude, this is so nice. Actually, that might be the last of you guys. We've lost a bunch of people. RIP. Dude, this area is so cool. I mean, I feel like, so the wind's favoring taking off in this direction, but we're going to go to the east. So I don't know, maybe we want to take off the opposite way just so the terrain isn't as... I don't know, I guess we should take off into the wind. We'll just need to make a sharp right turn, I guess. Go around this way on our way out. Should be cool. Whatever livery they're using, you don't have. Oh, for the CJ4. It's weird that it turned it into an Airbus though, right? So That's so weird that that's the behavior. I don't know, there's I'm gonna have to do a comparison. I'm sure someone on YouTube has already done a comparison between AccuSeason, the Rex AccuSeason trees, which is what I have on now, and the PAJN ones, which I've had forever. I think the AccuSeason ones look better. There's something about the different heights it renders them at or something. I don't know. I want to see a side-by-side. I haven't done one. Maybe I'll have to do it if no one else does. But it just looks great. I mean, the lighting doesn't hurt either. Yeah, it just goes with generic. Yeah, it's weird that it wouldn't say like, oh, it's a CJ4. You don't have the livery. Use the default CJ4 livery instead of changing the entire plane model. You know. Oh, you got ice problems, Ricardo? No. Hey, Kip, you can decide what plane... I can decide what plane you should fly. Do you want the F-18 extra or very special? What's gonna survive out here in the icing, though? I don't want you... You're gonna get all iced up, aren't you? Yeah, it's -12 outside. We've been icing the whole time. Yeah, the extra, you should do the extra shorts because actually I don't know if the extra has ice protection, but at least you'll be able to do aerobatics. All right, what time is it? All right, we're coming up on the 3-hour mark. Let me see what next airport we're going to. So I found a couple to the east that are over the mountains that look kind of crazy. So let me see which one of these are in the Microsoft database. They're to the east over this mountain range right here, like in these areas. Let's see. CBB6 is one of them. Let me turn on the PAHN. Okay, I have detail all on. I actually don't know how far out it'll show the airports either. Oh wow, there are none out here. There are several of them in ForeFlight that are out in this direction. So let me try to look one of them up directly. CBW4. Oh, Bob Quinn Lake. 88 miles. Let me see where this is. And turn off OBS mode again. There we go. Yeah, so here's one through this valley. Like this would be pretty challenging. And let's see, it's 88 miles away. So we're going to get, I think we should do this. This will get us through this valley, which is probably going to be really fun to fly through. And let's see, this airport is called, let's see, it's CBW4, Bob Quinn Lake. It's at about 2,000 feet is the elevation. And it's got a 4,000 foot gravel runway. So it's going to be much shorter than the ones we've been on. We've been on some pretty long runways today. All right, I think we should do that one. That seems pretty fun. And we can fly through this valley here. So that'll be a fun ending of the stream doing that. All right, let me do another Kodiak. Just want to give everyone a Kodiak. Let me reset it really quickly. Keyword Kodiak. Sorry, it's not on just yet, guys. Okay, now it's on. All right, hit it. Let me give away more Kodiaks. This is not sponsored. This is just me. Just me giving it back. So if you guys are on PC and you want a Kodiak, hit Kodiak. It'll put you in the list. It's really fun to fly. I mean, this plane is, it's great. I like it. Even if I'm not great at flying it. Nightbot, there we go. All right, and then also, if you want to set up your Garmin, for the next one, it's Charlie Bravo Whiskey 4 to the east, and we're gonna just fly through this valley here. And this is gonna be, it's 80 miles. I feel like we're gonna have to actually fly the plane through the valley. So this should be fun. And yeah, the airport has a 4,000-foot gravel runway in this valley here, so it's going to be potentially disastrous. Which seems like a fitting way to end the stream is with something really risky, so it could be fun. All right, got 16 people entered so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. Be 18, 16. Oh, it's getting dark too, right? The sun's going down. We might have to roll our weather back when it gets dark. Flying through a valley, it's probably going to be... I don't think we need the maximum difficulty. Hey, does that say puzzled? SR22? That's probably pretty fun flying around here too. All right, we got 17 people signed up for that Kodiak. Yeah, I don't know what happened to... The last dude never messaged me, so I'll have to give another one away at the last airport. All right, that's long enough. All right, let's do it. 17 eligible users. Roll it. Mick Banana Nanana. Mick Banana Nanana. That is amazing. That just say banana on it. All right. All right, Mick Banana. Just hit me up with your Orbex email address and then I can send that off to you. And then you can fly some Kodiaks. Help yeah, brother. You can either DM me on Discord. Let me see, maybe you just added me. So on Discord, I'm Kip number 1200 or email kipontheground@gmail. Yeah, just give me your email address for your Orbex account, and then I can send it right over. And then you can enjoy the flavors of the Kodiak. Is that you? What's your YouTube name? Just verifying I'm talking to the right person on Discord. All right, sweet. All right, I think we want to take off on the opposite runway this time. So we want to head east, or sorry, head to the west, I mean. So we'll do runway 23, which is the one we're right next to. So the wind should be favorable this time, but once we get up, we're going to have to make that right turn out. All right, let me make sure my flaps are at 2. Oh, and also a good idea is to refuel if you need to. I haven't refueled yet, so we'll just pretend I just hit up a fuel pump. There we go, I'll just go like 80%. All right, so once we take off, yeah, we're gonna have to circle around, like go the opposite direction, and then we're gonna head to the east. And if you put in the other airport, CBW4, Charlie Bravo Whiskey 4. If you look, if you have a map, if you're using the G1000, we want to go south here and go through this valley. And the airport's at 2,000 feet elevation, so we're currently at almost sea level. So we're gonna be climbing through that valley. I have no idea what to expect. This is probably a horrible idea, but it's a good way to finish the stream. And it's about 80 miles away direct. But it's gonna be more fun to fly. I mean, we have to, it seems like we're gonna have to fly through that valley to get to this airport, so. All right. Sorry, banana. I'm sending it. Oh, I'm trying to send it. All right, let's take off. And then, yeah, we'll need to turn around and head southeast. All right, flaps are at 2. Inlet's already in bypass. We should have a couple knots of a headwind here this time. Wait, where's the runway? Here we go. And let me reset my nose trim. My elevator trim here. Nose trim. Getting all the terms right today. There we go. Should be like 30 to 50% on the nose trim. And right rudder trim just a little bit. I'm just moving it over here towards the D. This seems to be a good spot, just like a little bit to the right. Any more than that, I feel like I have to make too many corrections once I take off. All right, and our yaw damper is off. A little worried about the sunset. I might have to cheat and raise the turn the time back a little bit to get some daylight going if we're in through this valley. That's a good amount of rudder. That's pretty good. Like I think moving it just a little bit near the letter D on the rudder trim indicator, that seems to be a pretty good spot for it for me. And I have all the rudder pressure out right now. So I need to trim a little bit to the left. Like once you take off and you get, I don't have the yaw damper on just yet. Getting the first notch of flaps out. And then yeah, we're gonna need to make a right-hand turn. Have to keep the turn coming because we got all the terrain right in front of us here. Just follow the water. Follow what used to be water. All right, that other notch of flaps is up. I'm over 120. And I finally put the yaw damper on. All right, we're going to want to turn towards the south. All right, there we go. Let me send this gift really quickly to Banana McBanana. Hopefully my autopilot is headed in the right direction while I do this. All right, on the way, Banana. It is processing. All right, sweet. Treats up. Merry Christmas. Happy trails. M Rose 62 in the Bonanza. Awesome. Yeah, I saw you a few times. Thanks for joining along. Yeah, we're gonna go one more airport, then I'm gonna call it a night myself as well. Feel like I should make like a, what is it? Whiskey and oh, what is it? A hottie? It's a hottie toddy, a hot toddy. Isn't that a super warm, like delicious whiskey drink with cinnamon and whiskey? Heat it up. I need to do something like that tonight. That's what my plan should be. I'm kind of making the plan in my head right now. All right, so I'm just gonna fly by the map here, go south, and then find where, yeah, this river kind of goes in through here. Then navigate our way through here and try to find this last airport. We'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, hot toddy. Yeah, that's it. That sounds delicious. All right, let me slow down a little bit too. Just make sure you guys catch up. I don't think I'm in the fastest plane. I know some of you guys are in TBMs. Delt in the Kodiak. Yeah, I'm just going to slow it down here so we can all group up a bit. Yeah, I don't have the things to make the hot toddy, so I'm going to have to hit up the market and get that going because it sounds delicious. All right, I'm going to climb up to 1500. I'm just going to use the autopilot for now until we get into the valley, but then I'm definitely going to, we're all going to need to hand fly it through that thing probably. Or just have our hand on the heading knob the entire time. I mean, we could go direct, like right over the mountains, but if you look at this terrain, like this gets, it looks like it gets narrower and narrower as you get through there. And like the runway, based on the icon, there's like a north-south runway heading there, which is going to be interesting. So it looks like we're going to have to come through, and then I assume, I'll look it up, but it's probably a right turn, right traffic here to land, say on like 180, runway 18 or whatever runway that is, that south-facing runway. All right, trimming out the rudder. Whoops, I can turn off the inlet now. Back to normal. Flaps are all up. And my strobe off, turn my strobe back on. In a TBM, 50% engine, 150 knots. Yeah, you're going to be way faster. I slowed down quite a bit, but I can, yeah. In the Kodiak, I'll be around 150 or so. Hey, Bill. Yeah, West USA. We just took off, though. This is the last leg, but you could probably catch up. We took off from, let me type the airport code. It's PAPG. And we are heading over here to CBW4. If you take off from PAPG, or even maybe PAWG is right south of us, and then head north into this valley, you can probably catch up. If you could take off from here, PAWG, and just go north into this valley. We're going to follow this valley all the way through to CBW4. All right, Bill. All right, I'm going to turn off the autopilot now and actually fly. And we're going to go into this valley here and just follow this. And we have no idea what awaits us. I've never been to this little airport we're going to, but should be, hopefully it'll be challenging. And the airport elevation where we're going to is the destination airport's at about 2,000 feet MSL. So, yeah, it looks like we'll be climbing a little bit through it. I'm at 2,600 right now, though. But I assume, yeah, this, where the entrance of the valley is, this is like at sea level where we took off from the other airport. So, expect the terrain to rise here as we go through the valley. I'm glad this one was in the database, so it's not always, you know, like we saw earlier with a couple of the other ones I was planning to go to. Okay, and there's also no weather information. Yeah, runway 15 is right traffic, as is expected, I think, based off of the terrain. At 5,500. Yeah, if you want to fly over and like drop into the airport, you can. I'm going to see if I can fly through the valley here. We'll see. I don't know. It looks pretty tight already. Like, look at that turn. That's like a 90-degree turn coming up. So this might be a really bad idea. But that makes for an entertaining flight in the sim. So I'm not against it. I'm going to slow down a little bit more. I'm at like 168. So I'll slow down a bit if we want to group up a little in here through the valley. Should be pretty fun. Yeah, and if you're just loading in and trying to catch up, you are going to want something with ice protection. So like the Grand Caravan, the Kodiak, if you have it. I think all the diamonds have ice protection. Might be a little too slow. I don't know. DA62 is probably okay. Seems you might need to be a little more agile through this valley, though. SR22 also probably decent. And then, yeah, the TBM. And the TBM is going to be a challenge through this if you're going super fast. That thing is a rocket. You can see it from above. It's a tough one. All right, here we go. All right, I see one of you guys up there in the TBM. All right, I'm just going to zoom in on my terrain map down here. Yeah, this timing is perfect too. The sunset's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Go lower, skim the water. All right, what could go wrong? It's all frozen over here anyway. I guess we'll have to land. It looks like we... Okay, yeah, we're just going to go straight through here. This is fine, everybody. Don't worry, passengers. Don't even worry about it. I like that they're just static too. He's just continuously unimpressed by everything that's happening. Yeah, the terrain just... I thought this was like a glitch down here. It's just like... I mean, it's a little glitchy, but it's just rising really fast here. I mean, we're at 1,700. The airport's at... what's the airport at? The airport's at 1970, so pretty much 2,000 feet. Which way do we go? I guess we go to the right. The left is a dead end. But the left's an escape, too. If you want to get out of this. See if it does connect through, right? Okay, yeah, we have to follow it south. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna go and connect to this bigger part of the valley here. It looks way wider over here. And then follow that, and it gets thinner and gets less and less wide. It gets more and more narrow. I mean, as we get towards the airport, this will be fun. Good luck at that FA-18. Was that another Hornet that just went by? You get some Top Gun moments going on right now for sure if you're in the Hornet. Carlos crashed. No. Yeah, this is going to widen out a lot here once we make this right turn. I realized like I went in through a small part of the valley instead of the large opening that's down to the south of us. I actually I meant to more come in here, but I saw this opening and I went in here instead. But it connects on, and we'll just keep going east. Q, what's up? I'm sorry you missed it too, man. Yeah, I try to do it a little earlier than normal, just because yeah, you know, people are gonna have plans. Christmas Eve plans, Christmas, you know, parents are gonna have to not be up too late if they're celebrating Christmas tomorrow, stuff like that. But it's good to see you, dude. Thanks for dropping by. You can stay tuned. I've been giving away a few Kodiaks today, so I'm gonna give another one away when we land here and end the stream. So if you want to roll the dice, stick around for 20 minutes or so. Actually, what is the ET? We have that now. 22 minutes. Yeah, I'm really stoked on the Kodiak. Yeah, it's really fun. It's nice to learn a new plane too and know that it's like got a really high quality like to it. And it's like, I don't know if there's like a grading for what determines how much of like a study level plane it is or not, you know, like PMDG style where it's like very accurate, but it feels like it's more that way. Q, no, $50, dude. You don't have to do that. I'm gonna have to give away 2 Kodiaks then, if you don't mind. I'll give away an extra one. Thanks so much, dude. If you don't mind, I would love to turn that around and we can turn that into a Kodiak from Hugh to the people in chat as well, if you don't mind, Hugh. Instead of me spending that on Starbucks. Could do 2 more Kodiaks instead of 1 more. Mr. Yasol, of course. I've always been pronouncing it right. I'll continue to pronounce it right. Yeah, it's been a really fun year, and yeah, I agree. It's been great, and we put up with a bunch of bugs and stuff in Flight Sim, but we're still playing it. I think most of us. Full disclosure: I loaded up X-Plane last night briefly, but in general, this yeah the progress they've made in 1 year of this being out, a year and 2 months or whatever, has been incredible. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Feels good, man. One trip to Starbucks. Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. I'll give another one away when we land then. One from me and one from Mr. Hugh J. One trip to Starbucks. I mean, you're not wrong. It's an addiction, Everyone's got their addiction. I got Starbucks. And apparently Orbex, Alaska Mesh, and the Kodiak. Hey, Tech, how's it going? Speaking of mesh, New Zealand, the other place that there's a mesh available from Orbex. Yeah, this one is great. I don't know how different it looks. Hey, Schwartz. We got our Schwartz escort here. Dude, that's got to be fun to fly through this valley. How can you go this slow? How can you even go 155? I feel like you should be like stalling at 155. Got a nice little formation going here. This valley is really cool. I just lucked out with picking the airports because Alaska just looks amazing pretty much everywhere. So it's great. You can just, you know, I could pretend that I just, you know, I did all this research and found the best routes. I just pretty much randomly just looked at the map and said, let's go that way. And it just looks incredible. It's beautiful. I haven't tried the beta yet, but I feel like once those weather glitches are fixed out, the sim's going to be in a really good place again. It's a little frustrating with the weather. It was funny. Last night I loaded up Pilot Edge. I guess I used Pilot Edge last year around the same time in December, and I did 9 of the 10 cat ratings, which for them it's like the communication and what does it stand for? Oh, airspace, communication and airspace training program or whatever. So they have like 10 flights you do, you know, with their ATC, and you learn the basics of using ATC. So I did that last year. Last night I did the first in the I ratings, which are their instrument ones. So it was just an ILS approach into John Wayne. And I was using live weather, of course, in live time. So it was, you know, at nighttime, and the weather was nuts. I had like a 20 something knot crosswind at landing at John Wayne on the ILS. And the clouds were at like, you know, 200 to 300 AGL, in which they are kind of everywhere right now. Whenever there's clouds, they're pretty much at ground level. So it was really challenging, and it wasn't supposed to be. I mean, I was on the ILS, so it wasn't that risky, but the crosswind was kind of nuts. And the clouds reported by the ATIS were like 1,700 feet, but you know, in Microsoft Flight Sim, they're down at 300 feet instead. So it was a little unexpected challenge. It's kind of disorienting, but it was fun nonetheless. Apple Valley, yeah, your flight. Yeah, it sounded crazy. But yeah, I think, you know, once, I'm sure they will fix it, and I haven't tried the beta because I didn't want to have to deal with reinstalling the sim or anything. But yeah, I don't know. Overall, I'm pretty happy with Microsoft Flight Sim. I mean, how do you beat? It's hard to beat like this, right? Like, it's like the lighting, the sunsets. I don't know. You know, it's why we load it up. It's beautiful. And every plane that gets added makes it better, like the Kodiak. So it's great. Missionary Bush pilot flies the Kodiak. I know. Yep. Yes. Yeah, I really only know about the Kodiak because I've been watching his channel for a while, and yeah, it's awesome. He did a course on it too, which I watched. I watched his course on it. It's pretty much just like a consolidated version of what you get on his channel anyway, but it's all put into one little concise course that shows the startup and everything, and he walks around the whole plane, and yeah, it was neat. But it's really fun to fly. They did put out an update today. SimWorks put out an update for the Kodiak this morning to fix some of the takeoff problems, let's say. Just all the left turning tendency stuff. It was like, I'm hoping that they didn't make it unrealistic, you know, and like nerf it, like dumb it down too much. I don't think they would do that. So clearly they agreed there needed to be some tweaks, and yeah, it's really nice. The flights today have been stable, like takeoffs seem a bit easier. If you do fly it though, I wouldn't recommend doing the 30 to 50% right rudder trim on takeoff. I'm just doing like 10% or so, and it seems to be working pretty well. Because you need to relieve that rudder trim as soon as you take off anyway, it seems like. So I don't want to have to take out too much rudder trim. Have I tried the Google Maps mod? I did. It's pretty amazing. I tried it out and I just felt weird. It's a totally dumb reason to uninstall it. I tried it and it was really cool. The downside was that it like pops the terrain in, like the map. You see it replacing it in the distance while you're flying. So it's kind of, it just looks a little janky how it like loads the terrain in front of you while you're flying. It's kind of distracting, but it does look really cool. I just also felt weird about having this like program running in the background that's just hitting Google over and over and over and over again. You just see, if you look at the program that's running, it's just like download, 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 just doing, has all this activity. And I was just like, oh man, that's a lot. I tried it. It was cool. It's definitely improved over the Bing maps. It's definitely an improvement. It looks really good. I just thought it was a little, those things were a little weird, so I stopped using it. But if those don't bug you, I mean, yeah, use it. I think there's some sort of limit you get with, oh, it caused your sim to crash. I think there's a limit you get when you're running it just because, you know, like Google, their Maps API, it's going to have a limit of how many times somebody can request information in a certain hour or whatever, some sort of period of time. So because of that, I was like a little worried it would like ban my IP address or something and I wouldn't be able to use Google anymore. It's probably not a valid concern, but that's the first thing I thought of. I see Pittman Pike back there. Is that Aviator as well? If you guys want to catch up, if you're back there and you want to catch up to a couple of us, you can use the flight sim rate and increase your sim rate. If you have that bound, go to like 2x or 4x. You know, when you're straight and level, and maybe put the autopilot on a straight area and catch up to us. You can do that to just teleport. All right, Hugh, thanks so much, dude. I will give away a Kodiak in your name when we land here in about 15 minutes. Looks like 17 minutes now. Thanks so much, dude. I really appreciate it. I'll use the remaining $5 or $10 for a Starbucks. Thanks so much, dude. Thanks for hanging out all year, too, and in the streams and everything. It's been great. Really appreciate it. Have a great break with your family and stuff, wherever you're doing. Family and friends. And I'll see you when you get back, dude. All right, I'm going to try to pick up the pace here a little bit. This thing is just really smooth too when when there's no wind. I got it trimmed out with a yaw damper on. It's just like very stable. Like really easy, really nice to hand fly this. You know me, I'm always on the autopilot, but yeah, hand flying this is really nice. Maybe I should get a little bit lower. No, Les asked me to get lower earlier. Let's get lower now. I wonder, I did pick up the Alaska Orbex mesh, but I'm not sure exactly which areas are covered. Like, it can't be all of Alaska, right? So I'm wondering if there are like certain areas that are better. I mean, I don't really know. I guess it's just upgraded, like kind of more up-to-date, detailed like terrain data for all of Alaska, I guess. They don't mention on the product page, they don't mention specific areas to be in or anything. So maybe it is just the entire state is covered. Oh, it seems like sounds like the drop's about to happen in this song. Get ready. All right, 500 AGL. Yeah, airport elevation's 2,000 feet. And it looks like there's no weather information there on ForeFlight. It looks like we have a 6-knot wind out of roughly the north. So it seems like runway 33 might be preferable, but I'll see when we get closer what the wind looks like. It's hard to tell, you know, we're in this valley, so it could be dramatically different once we get up the valley further along. Must do some flying here. Yeah, this is great. I do have the Orbex. I linked all the mods I'm using below. So if you look in the video description, I linked a bunch of things. I'm using the Rex trees, the Rex AccuSeason trees this time instead of the PAJN ones to try it out. They look really great. And then I'm also using the Alaska mesh as well. Oh, no big deal, Buzzy. Sorry you missed it. I am going to give away 2 more Kodiaks though when we land here in about 15 minutes. So I recommend just leaving it on the background and then enter the giveaway if you want a Kodiak. I'm just giving back from you guys that have, you know, helped my channel grow by watching the videos and commenting and all that. So I really appreciate that. And so I'm just giving away a bunch of Kodiaks today. I'll do 2 more when we land. So if you're on PC and all you need is an Orbex account. So if you win and you don't have an Orbex account, you'll just need to make one. ORBX. And then that's where I'm going to buy it and just gift it to you there. I just send it directly to your account. You just have it as if you bought it for yourself. So it's really straightforward. Yeah, I've just been giving a few away today as like a holiday giveaway stuff to give back to you guys. The mesh is on sale. Oh yeah. I don't know if it's on sale, but if it is, that's great. There's just a lot of sales happening in the InSim marketplace. If you go into the Microsoft marketplace, there's a ton of stuff on sale in there. Yeah, if you want to fly in Alaska, I've been flying here more and the mesh is amazing. We're just going to wind through this valley for another 10-15 minutes and land at this airport over here. Charlie Bravo Whiskey 4. This is the Bob Quinn Lake Airport. I guess technically, I mean, we crossed over a while ago, but we're actually in British Columbia now. We're not in Alaska anymore. So, whoops. Yeah, we crossed over into BC. Probably like a little bit to the west. Like when we came into that valley right over here, we crossed over into British Columbia. So I think this is all just stock now. I don't think this is actually technically the Alaska mesh anymore. Streamlabs link. YouTube won't let you super chat. Oh, don't worry about it, man. Seriously, don't worry about it at all. No donations or anything are needed. Hugh drops a 5 and he drops a 5 here and there. He dropped a 50 today. Totally unnecessary. I'm going to take his 50 and just give it back. Give another Kodiak away. I was going to do 1 more when I landed, but I'll do 2 more. 1 from me and 1 from Hugh, who did a $50 in the super chat. But yeah, don't feel obligated at all. I get some money from YouTube just from you guys watching the channel, watching the videos. So it's totally unexpected. I didn't expect to get some money from YouTube. So it's really nice and I can give that back, and it's great. I have the opportunity to give it back to you guys. It's the least I can do. It's been a really fun year and the sim's been great. So it feels good to give back a little bit. Yeah, I think I mean, we're in British Columbia now, so I think this is all stock terrain here, but it still looks amazing. Oh, you wanted to donate for a Kodiak giveaway. I don't know why it doesn't let you do the super chat. Yeah, I don't have anything else set up like for the channel. I just rely on the YouTube stuff. Sorry about that. I think I only did I do 2 so far? I think I did 2 so far. I'll try to hurry this flight up and get through this valley so we can get to the Kodiaks. Let's go, max torque. Been on, how long have we been on already? 3.5 hours. Yeah, it's about time for me to get off. And we're outrunning this. We're trying to land before it's dark, so. Oh, only US it seems. Yeah, sorry, man. I will still give a couple away, so. Maybe there'll be more opportunities. Maybe we can do some more giveaways in the future sometime next year. But yeah, I'm just super excited about the Kodiak. I've been flying it this week and I've loved it. So it's nice to give other people the chance to fly one if they weren't going to pick it up themselves, or if they were debating between the Kodiak and something else. Definitely still on the mesh. Oh, okay, cool. I mean, it looks really detailed. I mean, we are really close to the border between Alaska and BC, so it looks great. All right, putting in a little left rudder trim there to keep it coordinated. There we go. I love it. Definitely my favorite add-on. Yeah, it's amazing. They did an amazing job. Oh yeah, hopefully there's lights. Let's see. No wind info. Right traffic for runway 15. No lighting. Yep, there is no lighting. It's a 4,000-foot gravel runway with no lighting. So it's going to be pretty dark in a few minutes here. We might have to cheat and just roll back. Might have to roll back the time of day a little bit so we can land without a disaster. I got my torque maxed out here. I'll try to speed it up. Actually, I kind of want to climb just a little bit to get a better view of all the mountains from above. It's probably going to look awesome. Getting pretty close. We just have a couple turns. We just have this left turn here, and then it's pretty much in front of us. So the two runways, we have runway 15 and runway 33. And 15 is right traffic. And the airport elevation is about 2,000 feet. So 2,000 feet, and judging on, based on the winds we're at right now, I mean, that could change a little bit, but it seems like runway oh no. Well, we have, so let's see, the wind is coming out of like 050 roughly. So I guess runway 15 would probably be preferable here. Or sorry, not 15, sorry, 33. I mean, the north-facing runway, 33 is preferable. Just gonna set my bug right here. And let's see, runway 33. Runway heading is 332 if you want to dial that in on your OBS or something. 332. Yeah, we're gonna have another crosswind landing here. 332 will be left traffic. All right, train is actually rising up a little bit here too. Looks like it goes up and then it's going to go back down to the airport elevation at 2,000. Okay, I want to thank you for all the tutorial videos you do. They're very helpful. Thanks so much, Ricky. I'm glad they helped, man. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too. I will definitely be on the NXI ones. Every time there's an NXI, you can definitely depend on me to have an NXI video out. The other ones, I'm much more kind of random on when I do them. The Super Hornet one was pretty random too. I think someone asked in Discord or on a YouTube comment. I was like, you know, I do want to fly the Super Hornet and learn about the autopilot. I spent a bit watching DCS videos on the autopilot too. I don't play DCS, but they have the Super Hornet as well. And the autopilot in that is, you know, it's the same autopilot system, but more functional in DCS so far. So it was pretty fun to look through a bunch of those videos and learn about the autopilot, and then make a video on it for the flight sim version. Yeah, on the list though, I actually tried this week to do an ILS video for the NXI. Kind of like I did the RNAV NXI video, and I want to do one similar to that, but using an ILS instead. and then including a missed approach procedure in that. Maybe I'll have to make 2 different videos, but I tried a few times and unfortunately my sim crashed 3 separate times on approach, like on final. So I didn't even, like I wanted to do the go around and I couldn't and do the missed approach procedure, but my sim just crashed after the whole flight. So it's kind of a bummer. So like I tried 3 days, had to happen in 3 days, 3 days in a row basically. So it was a little frustrating. You're slightly above the cliffs at 8,500. All right, you're gonna if you want to land at this airport, you're gonna need to get down to 2,000. Yeah, it looks like runway 33 is gonna be. It's kind of hard to say right now, actually. The winds are changing so much because we're in the valley. So what the NXI is showing on the winds, you know, is changing a lot. But we're not too far away from the airport now. 15 miles, but going 173 knots here indicated, so we'll be there pretty quickly. This is a little sketchy. We might have to roll back. If you are, I'm on live time and weather, but if it's too dark for you, just go up to the weather tab and pull the slider back a little bit. Want to be able to see this. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna pull it back a little. I want to be able to see it. I also want the stream to be able to see it. So I know if you guys are watching on like a phone or something, it's gonna be impossible. So I'm gonna cheat and pull it back a little bit, just so we can see the runway. Oh, runway 33, Bill. All right, I got my heading bug set up for 33 here. All right, looks like right around this corner, we're gonna hug the terrain here on the right and then turn left for 33. So I got it dialed in on my heading bug. All those clicks you hear me trimming it out. And then we'll land. We'll give away a couple more Kodiaks. I'll say a bunch of nice warm feelings, things, and happy holidays, and we'll call it a day. I'll say some nice words again, and then we'll be done. All right, yeah, we'll try runway 33 here then. So runway 33 is on a 332 heading. If you want to dial in your heading bug or use OBS mode to dial in the runway. 332. All right, so I'm gonna hug this terrain right here on the right. And I've been pitching the nose up and pulling out a little throttle, just get slowed down. Oh, this music's beautiful. Sounds like trailer music. You like stock music. This guy is still not impressed by my piloting. By my flying skills. No, sir, I don't like it. Never get into a staring contest with that guy. You will lose. All right, trim in a little bit more. All right, let's put the engine inlet to bypass before I forget. It's kind of like the inertial separator. You put it in on the TBM. You put it into bypass on takeoff and landing. All right, I still have Yaw Damper on, but when I get more towards turning for final, I'll turn Yaw Damper off. Yeah, if you're gonna fly the Kodiak, or if you're gonna get one of these 2 Kodiaks we're gonna give away in a second, then or 2 more Kodiaks, you're gonna want to bind keys to rudder trim left and right, because that's really important to use to keep the flight coordinated. And then you're gonna want a binding for Yaw Damper on and off to toggle Yaw Damper. You want to turn that on when you take off, when you're up to like 400 feet or so above the ground, and then you're gonna want to turn it off when you're coming in for landing. That really keeps you stable when you're flying this thing. And the Yaw Damper is independent of the autopilot, so you'll turn it on. It's on the autopilot panel down here. Yaw Damper. You see, I have it on now, but I don't have the autopilot on. So even if you don't use the autopilot, you'll want to turn yaw damper on in flight. All right, I'm gonna put a notch of flaps out. Spare switch on the yoke, yeah. I actually use the yaw damper on my Bravo instead of the reverse course button, the back course button, which I never use. I just have it on that for now. Yeah, it's definitely important. I wasn't using it the first day that I was flying it. It's definitely necessary. It's very helpful. I'm gonna dial in OBS mode again right here to get a better view of this. 332. Oh, that was lucky. All right, 332. Yeah, OBS is the greatest feature. So your current waypoint, you can dial in the course just by hitting OBS and then using the triangular knob. I think I have a video on that, but you just use it to dial in the runway heading. It just makes it much easier to line up with the runway. You want to get the Bravo and the Alpha. What was it? I think my Pilot store had the Bravo in stock recently. I feel like the Alpha is out of stock more often than the Bravo lately. But I did see it in stock recently. All right, there goes the Hornet, or one of two Hornets, I think. Oh wait, that's not a Hornet. It says it is. Oh, I probably don't have the livery, that's why. That's such a weird bug. It makes it look like a TBM or something instead of a Hornet. But it says it's a FA-18. It says FA-18E. It's going way too fast to not be one. Sometimes the music just gets really cheesy, sorry. I'll never be able to pick consistently good music. I don't want the awkward silence, but I don't want bad music. It's a hard balance. Oops, turned a little too soon. All right, this is a 4,000 foot gravel runway. Yeah, this is nice. We got 4 knots of headwind coming in. Honeycomb yoke is excellent. Yeah, all the honeycomb stuff is great. I actually went to Flight Sim Expo in San Diego this year, and the honeycomb guys were there, and I pushed on the pedals for the Charlie, which is their rudder pedals that are coming out. All right, yaw dampers off. And they felt really good. I'm pretty excited for the Charlies. It'll be a mad dash to try to get your hands on it when they, when they get released, because everybody's going to want them. But hopefully some of us will be lucky enough to get them. But they're really nice. Like, they're very wide, like not wide, but like deep, because most of the problems with rudder pedals is they slide around. That's one of the main issues, right? Like, I have like a little mat,
500.
A little like rug kind of mat under my feet where my pedals are. Anyway, the Charlies seem great.
$500.
All right, little crosswind out of the right. Thrustmaster pedals. Oh yeah, Thrustmaster is supposed to be good in general. I have the side stick that I use from them, and I like it a lot. The twist axis kind of pooped out on me pretty quickly, though. That's the only downside. But other than that, I like the Airbus side stick. Can't really see the runway here. Nice, I was right on my ass. We made it. That was less sketchy than I thought it would be, but I mean, the valley was really cool. What changed with the update? Oh, the TPR pedals. Yeah, yeah. Dude, the TPRs look so cool. I'm using the crosswinds. They're pretty good, but I think I might switch to the Charlies when they come out. I just love the, whoa. See if we can catch anyone else coming in on final. Oh, I just missed someone coming down. All the honeycomb stuff is so great that I'm just like, in general, really excited for the, for their next stuff to come out, for the Charlies to come out. I did cheat with the time of day a little bit. It's probably darker for you guys using live. Nice. That was cool. This is another awesome spot. Dude, I mean, I know I reset the time, but I'm getting a second free sunset here. Looks incredible. Look at all you dudes. Thanks for joining. Let me queue up some Kodiaks here. All right, so one. Let's do two more. God, maybe we should do three more. All right, let me get this stuff set up again. Orbex. Nightbot. Reset. Roll it. Cancel giveaway. Reset eligibility. Fun fact, I landed 105. What is the normal landing for the Hornet? All right, Kodiak is on again. All right, guys, if you want a Kodiak, you're on PC. Sorry, it's only on the PC right now. Just do exclamation Kodiak in the chat, and I'll do. Let's do three more. Why not? It's Christmas, so then we'll have a total of 5 we gave away. I wish I could give everyone one. And one of these is thanks to Hugh in the chat. He did a $50 super chat, so and said we could pass it on to give away another Kodiak. So yeah, I'm just doing this because you guys have been awesome for this year. I had a good year playing the sim and being in Discord with everyone, and yeah, I just want to give back a bit, give some of the YouTube monies back, and the Kodiak's incredible. So just wait a few minutes for you guys to all spam Kodiak. You can only type it once. It's okay if you type it 5 times, whatever. We got, why does it say 6 eligible users? Let me just make sure everyone's marked as eligible, except the people that already won, but nobody's listed here. Oh yeah, take away the space. Just exclamation Kodiak with no spaces. Yeah, let's do 3 more, I think. That guy's sky time did not answer from earlier. So GamerTube was the first one. McBana Nanana was the second one. All right, so far there's 11 eligible users. Let me bring it up so you guys can see it. On here, so you can see that your name is there, hopefully. I want to make sure that nobody's left off of this. It says there's 11 eligible users. Sky time equals fail time. If he hits me up, I'll still honor it. It's fine. He did win the roll. Are there really only 11? I feel like there's more of you in that typed Kodiak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, someone corrected it, I think. All right, let's do 3 of these. All right, let's roll it. Yes, Les. Look, it's not rigged. All right, 1 for Les. 10 eligible users now. Let me copy this into my list. I swear it's not rigged. Roll for someone else. I'm good. Roll for someone. Are you sure? All right. You're sure. You entered. You should take it. All right. Les is giving his up. Let's hit I think if I just hit restart, it'll roll it again. Bandit Flight Simmer. Wait, haven't I seen your YouTube videos? I'm pretty sure. Don't you make YouTube videos, Bandit? Pretty sure I've totally seen yours. All right, Bandit. Just give me your, you guys can just DM me on Discord or email me. I'll post that in a second. And then all I need is your Orbex. All I need is your Orbex email address. And then I can just gift it directly to you. All right, Delta, owns it already. Okay, so it marked you ineligible anyway, Delta. Les is off. All right, let's roll another one. Flying Lineman. Subscribed since October. Thanks, man. All right, Flying Lineman. And who's going to get Les's? This is a used Kodiak, this last one. It was used by Les, who knows how to fly airplanes, unlike some of us, me. And it has very low wear and tear. He only spilled coffee in it once, and that's going to be the last one. All right, one more is Buzzy. Buzzy. All right, so we got Bandit Flight Simmer, Flying Lineman. Did Flying Lineman type since he got it? He did. He already typed Kodiak. All right, and Buzzy, you're here, right? I see Buzzy typed Kodiak earlier. It was beer. All right, guys, let me put in, I'll just type in the chat my Discord and my email again. So either DM me on Discord or email me, kipontheground@gmail, and just send me your Orbex email address, whatever your Orbex email address is. Just send me that, and then I can purchase it, and it just goes directly into your Orbex account. That flight was super fun, guys. That was great. Okay, you're making an account? All right. If you want to, in the description of the video below, just in case, just to make sure it works out, if you want to either DM me on Discord or hop into the Discord, my Discord server that's linked down there, or you can just email me at that Gmail address. Whichever way works for you. I just want to make sure that I have it. Once you set it up, just let me know the email address. And then once I send it, you can just confirm that you got it. Just want to make sure you guys know how to get in touch with me so I don't take the Kodiaks and run. I mean, I could use several more Kodiaks. I definitely want more than one, so that'd be great. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining along on this impromptu stream. And you guys that, you three guys I need to give the Kodiak to, Bandit, Flying Lineman, and Buzzy, just make sure to either DM me or email me with your Orbex email address, and I'll send it to you directly today. And thanks again for Hugh for donating one of those Kodiaks. I'm not gonna cry, but I just want to say thanks again for being awesome this year. And yeah, I'm new to the flight sim community, but it's been very welcoming, and I've had a great time doing it. So thanks to all you guys, and I'm sure I'll see you around in Discord, on all the random Discords we're all on. And thanks so much for flying along. It's been super fun, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah if you celebrated Hanukkah, and all the other holidays and New Year's coming up. So yeah, thanks for everything. Thanks for hanging out and being such cool people in general. It's been a good time this year. And yeah, you guys make sure you message me, Buzzy, Lineman. just hit me up on Discord or that email address I posted. All right, guys, I'm going to end this stream now. Thanks so much. Happy New Year, happy holidays, and I'll see you in the next stream. See you, Ricardo. Yeah, thanks for flying along, everyone. Hope you had a fun time. Cheers. See you guys around. All right, I'll look out for those emails right now. Thanks, guys.